Hello, everybody. It is November the 3rd, 2019 on a Sunday? This is Wrestleview Weekly on a Sunday? What is this nonsense? Hello, everyone. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host of Wrestleview Live alongside the effervescent Mike Tedesco, managing editor of Wrestleview.com, where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views, except the one that happened last week from beautiful Jeddah, South Dakota, for the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. That was on a Thursday. Could not make that because, again, why are we on Sunday? Wrestleview's on a Sunday? What's going on there? But before I explain, if you are in the chat room now, say wee! If you don't do so, I will not acknowledge you whatsoever because you're probably not in the chat room. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Lewis, you sexy hunk of man meat you. Hello, Mashoon. Hello, Jamel. Hello, everybody. Oh, man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff that's gone on this past week in the worlds of the pro wrestling. But first, again, I will answer the question, what in the world is Wrestleview Weekly doing airing on Sunday? Weren't you always airing on Thursdays or Wednesdays or during the week, Doug? What the hell's going on here? Well, changes in my life happened because earlier last week, last Tuesday, was the first day of my brand new job as the office manager for Speed Sport, which is a subsidiary of Turn 3 Media. Speed Sport is basically, they do a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to motorsports and covering motorsports across the nation. Two magazines, Speed Sport and Sprint Car and Midget magazine. Sprint Car and Midget Racing magazine. Also, a whole slew of streaming content that Speed Sport puts out all over wherever you can get a podcast, whether it be Spotify, whether it be iTunes. Also, streaming channels on Roku and Fire, wherever you can get a streaming channel. And also streaming live racing when it comes to, midget car racing, sprint car, funny car, stuff like that. This company, Speed Sport and Turn 3 Media, has been, Speed Sport in particular, has been in existence for over 80 years. Started as National Speed Sport News. Started as a magazine in 1937. No, 1934. Yeah, it was 1934. Started out as a magazine back in 1934 and has been going strong since. It's a great company to be a part of. I'm learning so much when it comes to motorsports in general because here I am in the heart of NASCAR country of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I've been to a few IndyCar races, but I'm opened up to a brand new world here, and as well as a brand new job where it's a normal job. It's not retail hours. It's not wacky ass hours. I'm working 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and with the weekends off. My first ever weekend off this weekend in practically 5 or 6 years where I haven't had to schedule it off. I am not on a vacation and I am not on call of some kind, taking phone calls and stuff like that. So this is a brand new feeling to me practically. So because of my life shift, I had to make a shift when it comes to covering professional wrestling and Wrestleview Weekly. Because, look, 3 hours of Monday Night Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of AEW, 2 hours of Friday Night SmackDown, and the show that I'm going to be talking about here later on, NWA Powerrr. We're talking well over 10 hours of professional wrestling that I have to watch on a weekly basis, and I cannot do that during the week, especially with the job that I have now. So, hence the shift to Sundays for Wrestleview Weekly, where I've got plenty of time to watch all this stuff, review all this stuff, do all of the note-taking that I do when it comes to the WWE milk carton. So, here we go. were on Sundays. But Doug, what about the Sunday pay-per-views? What about the WWE pay-per-views? Well, that's where this is going to get a little tricky, because Wrestleview Weekly on Sundays, when there is a WWE pay-per-view, will be broadcasting a little earlier. It won't be at 4 o'clock like it is right now. I will be broadcasting around 1, probably about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or something like that, just so that we can have the link set up for our post-show after the WWE pay-per-view. So, that's why we're here. That's why I'm here. That's why we're broadcasting on Sundays now. I know it's going to be really difficult with the football going on and everything, and I know a lot of you aren't going to be in the chat room for that, and that's okay. A lot of you, I'm sure, will be watching on demand, watching whenever the hell you want to. Oh, Daniel's in the chat room. Whee! So, yeah, another reason why I wanted to change. Holy crap! CJ's in the chat room. Whee! Another big reason why I wanted to change the time slot for Wrestleview Weekly, apart from my life shift, is with all of the shows happening on the WWE and the pay-per-views coming up on Sunday, Friday SmackDown, the go-home for a pay-per-view, the card can change. And so when it comes to the prediction shows that I know you all love so much on this show, I wanted to make sure that they are timely and accurate. All right, we learned our lesson with the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view with only 4 matches that were scheduled on the card. We're kind of learning our lesson here with the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, where I had 7 matches to predict when there were actually 9. So, yeah, that's why we're kind of doing this shift, to give you the most accurate show possible, okay? So, that's why we're doing that. So, this is going to be awesome. I love this shift. I love everything that's happening. And I thank you all so much for your patience and your tolerance for the shifting that's been happening with the show in the past few weeks. And thank you all so much for continuing to tune in and making this show as different as possible. Why is it different? Because of the sources. We have the best sources on the show when it comes to the information and predictions and knowledge and stuff that you know and love. So, what are the sources? Well, once again, even though I don't work at the grocery store next door anymore, they still provide me with great sources. And today's source is from the local brewery down the road from me. I live in Mooresville, North Carolina, 20 miles north of Charlotte. And so the sources for today come from the brewery D9 Brewery over in Cornelius, North Carolina, which is just in between the two. D9 makes some great sours, but this is no sour. In fact, this is a fabulous beer. Had some of this earlier last week. It is called Head of the Horseman Imperial Pumpkin IPA. Yes, I'm reading from their website right now in the description of this. Our Imperial Pumpkin Ale is riding into our Friday Foundry tap room. That's D9's tap room on today. It has clouds of cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and clove rise before the head of the horseman with just the right hint of pumpkin. Your first sip is a lightly sweet and a spiced note of pumpkin and brown sugar, deceptively smooth for a potent brew. What they mean by potent? It's an ABV of 10.1. This is going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. Jamel, it's the first Sunday you could do wine, kind of like, I could do a Wrestleview communion? Wow, I never even thought of that. Wow, I never even thought of that. The sad part is I'm not much of a wine drinker, so yeah, I don't know about that. But no, usually now Sunday drinking, if we ain't doing beer, we'll do Bloody Marys. I love me a good Bloody Mary. I make my own Bloody Mary mix, so yeah. But here we go, D9 Head of the Horseman Imperial Pumpkin Ale. Oh, yeah. Very, very good. Dangerously smooth. It is dangerous stuff. So this is going to be a fun show. Speaking of fun show and the word dangerous. So I'm trying to catch up from all of the past mistakes that I've made in my life on this show when it comes to making predictions. Daniel Shell send some to Ohio. No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. And Jamel saying my apple pie is nice and warm, and I have a good amount of cold ice cream ready for the start of the show. Whee! Nice. Andrew saying I'm going to lose my head. Yeah, I sure am. So I've been trying to catch up with all of the poor decisions that I make on this show when it comes to the locks. And if this is the first time you're listening to the show or participating in the show, I tend to make predictions on this show, for pay-per-views and special events like the draft or whatnot. And I like to make locked picks. And a locked pick is that I wager something for me to be correct. If I get it wrong, something happens. Okay, and I'll go into that in a little bit. But first, Jamela, drunk Doug is the best Doug. A lot of people would like to question that statement. So we had the Crown Jewel pay-per-view last Thursday, and so there were 7 matches, 4 locks that I put on that. We went an abysmal 3-4. I think it's the first losing record I've had on a pay-per-view in a while. Of those 4 losses, 3 of them were locks. One of them being Humberto Carrillo won the Battle Royale to go against AJ Styles, where unfortunately I chose Kevin Owens, and I should have known better. Kevin Owens is not going to travel to Saudi Arabia. South Dakota. I should have known better than that. We locked... what else did we lock? Oh, yes, we locked Seth Rollins to retain the WWE Universal Championship. That did not happen. And we also locked... what other... Oh, yeah, we locked Braun Strowman to defeat Tyson Fury at the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. So, 3 locks that I owe. But on top of that, I still owe 2 locks from my abysmal decision-making for the WWE draft that happened well over almost a month ago. So, 2 locks is what we're taking today. And Doug, you keep talking about these locks and you get them wrong. What does that mean? Well, whenever I get a lock pick wrong, we do a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. I really hate doing this stuff. I hate tequila straight up. I hate it. But it's what I wager. That's why when I make these predictions, I try to make the best that I can. Nope, that's not how it goes. So, yeah, before I partake into that, a lot of reviews are going to be on this show, guys, because it being Sunday, we're covering the full gamut of all television. We're doing Raw, we're doing NXT, we're doing AEW, we're doing SmackDown. Going to be covering a bunch of headlines that happened over the past week and a half practically. Major updates to the WWE milk carton because of the Crown Jewel pay-per-view in South Dakota. Ooh, it's a very light milk carton. And then finally, I want to talk about this show, NWA Powerrr. I binged on episodes 2, 3, and 4 over the weekend. I've already seen the first episode. This show debuted about a month ago, so there are 4 episodes under its belt. And I want to talk I don't want to talk about, the certain performers on the show and how great or bad the show is or anything like that. I want to talk about its place right now in the landscape of professional wrestling viewing and enjoyment that we have. And, yeah, I've got a lot of thoughts about it, and I cannot wait to talk about that. But first, All right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's just get this out of the way. Jamel's, and of course, NWA Powerrr, Andrew. NWA Powerrr is like a blast to my past. I know probably mine. He's talking about me too, Doug. I like to hear the pop. There we go. All right. Oh, man. And Jamel saying my boo is on that show. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about my boo. We're going to talk about my boo on the NWA Powerrr. But, all right, here we go. Here's the shot glass, double shot glass from Cleveland that I got on my trip in July. We pour it and show it on the camera for integrity. Oh, gosh. Okay. Shifty's in the chat room. Yeah. Okay. So you're in there. Yes. So, all right. Got to take down this, and then we will have to try to catch up on the stuff with the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. This is going to be very, very fascinating. This is going to be a very fascinating show on a Sunday because I have a lot of other plans going on later today, and a blitzed Doug is going to be fun stuff. All right. All right. Stop it. I'm procrastinating. I always procrastinate because I hate doing this, but it's my own damn fault. So, all right. Hold it up. Everyone knows the tagline in the chat room. Those of you that don't, you're not in the chat room, you probably know it anyway if you listen to me. Oh, God dang it. Here we go. All right. Oh, crap. Tony Goose is in the chat room. Whee! Oh, you're just in time, Goose. All right. All right. It's up to the mic. Okay, you guys know the drill. Here we go. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Oh, God. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. So much. God. Jesus, that hit me harder than it usually does. That's why I was so silent. Ah, God. Ugh. Oh, Nafis Sadat is in the chat room. Whee! You got just in time after I took down my locks. All right. All right, on to the show. Bunch of TV to review. Gonna really try to fly through a lot of it because it is a ton. Maybe only linger on important things. And we'll try to figure out what the definitions of all the important stuff is. Headlines, Milk Carton, NWA Powerrr. Let's get to it. Oh, all right. Hey, black guy and white girl making out over a guy clutching onto his nuts. Sounds like we're talking about Monday Night Raw, huh? Oh boy. I'm really just going to fly through all of this because first off, we have we have a divorce court episode of The King's Court with Jerry the King Lawler, involving Rusev and Lana and Bobby Lashley. We're not really going to go into that. Paige makes her way down to the ring, and she goes to the ring, and then she introduces the El Kabuki Warriors of Kairi Sane and Asuka. You kind of figured this was going to be coming. Yeah, as if we weren't convinced that Kairi Sane and Asuka were heels. But no, we first got to have the visual confirmation of Asuka going all Exorcist on Paige. So, yeah, that's what we get. Next, but this is leading up to a match between Kairi Sane and Becky Lynch, which was, I was very, very skeptical about this match. I was very skeptical in that I thought it was going to be botcherific. I really thought it was going to be botcherific, but it wasn't that bad of a match. Not bad at all. Let's see. Oh, God, Becky Lynch is on the outside. Oh, crap. Where is she? Trying to find Kyrie. Where's Kyrie? Oh, there she is. Woo! No. That's not worthy of a wee. No, not at all. Let's see. Kyrie going, she's going to be planting Becky Lynch with the little DDT with the counter from the suplexes. But in the end, first off, Kyrie decks Becky with a full timber backward bump by Becky. You don't see full timber backwards like that much. The Great Asuka. Is it the Great Asuka? I didn't know. Well, okay. It's the Great Asuka because she spits this stuff. Timber! Going Becky Lynch there. Yeah. But in the end, Becky Lynch would take down Kairi Sane for a quick little go home, disarm her spot, and there you go for the win. Not bad. Not a bad match. R-Truth making his entrance. He's going to go against Buddy Murphy. R-Truth does little words in the back. R-Truth versus Buddy Murphy was a nice little, fun little rollick because the Singh brothers, who are apparently the 24/7 champions, started running out to the ring along with a cavalcade of other performers chasing after them, and they do a nice little jaunt around the ring. I think I see No Way Jose, Eric Young, Zack Ryder, Kurt Hawkins, and Mojo Rawley, I believe, is everyone involved in this. Yes, that is everyone involved in this. So, and Buddy Murphy just lying in the ring. And R-Truth is also part of this little jaunt around the ring. I love the 24/7 title. Absolutely love it. Everything that is entertaining about professional wrestling is found in the 24/7 title. It is stupid. It is illogical. It makes no sense whatsoever, and I love it. Okay? Just this, R-Truth it's just chasing, and the guy that he's trying to chase is directly behind him. It's fantastic stuff. Love it. Buddy Murphy would end up getting the win out of this match. The Authors of Pain air another monologue. I cannot wait for the AOP to debut. I have a feeling they will not be debuting until after Survivor Series. So it's going to be another 3 weeks, it looks like. And yeah, another 3 weeks until we get AOP's debut. I don't see it happening until after Survivor Series. I really don't. Unless they debut on Survivor Series. Everyone's saying, he's not your guy, friend. I'm not your bro. He's not your friend, buddy. He's not your friend, brother. Oh, you guys are having too much fun in the chat room. Street Profits make their entrance. They do some dancing, and they say words in the ring. Ricochet with Hulk Hogan at ringside, and Jimmy Hart versus Drew McIntyre with Ric Flair at ringside. First, I totally understand Hogan being at ringside for Ricochet and Flair being at ringside for Drew McIntyre. Why do we have a Jimmy Hart? What is a Jimmy Hart doing? Because throughout this match and any other time that Jimmy Hart has been out, he's never yelled into his megaphone. He hasn't played the role that he's always been known of for, well over 30, 40 years, okay? You're supposed to yell in the megaphone. You're supposed to be distracting. You're supposed to be Jimmy Hart, the mouth of the South. But he doesn't do anything, so I don't understand why he's there, okay? Oh, God, here we go. Yeah, prepare yourself. I need to take a swig real quick because we're about to show a clip of Ricochet. All right. Clear your throats. Get ready here. All right. Drew McIntyre is making his entrance, and Ricochet takes him out with the suicide dive. Whee! Going through the ropes, and yeah, Drew's trying to make his way into the ring. Whee! But Ricochet is telling him, no, I want this stuff starting out. Whee! Going on the outside. I don't want this match starting right now. Whee! I want to have a commercial break first. I need everyone to be enamored. Whee! By how I can fly through the ropes and do all the things that, whee! Make Doug just go bonkers with his tagline of introduce. Whee! How he introduces everyone in the chat room. Holy crap! Whee! All right, that's enough of that. All right. Whew. I had to get that out of my system. It's been 9 or 10 days. I haven't done that. CJ, he's not your sucker. He's not your sucker. Wee! I need to get a soundboard, and I need to have that. I need to have the Wii on standby and just press the button instead of me actively saying it. But I think that's why you all like it, that I actively say it. There you go. Drew McIntyre and Ricochet having match number, I think this is their 532nd match that they've had on Monday Night Raw. Drew McIntyre is going to launch Ricochet into oblivion with that back body drop. I love really, really high back body drops. AJ Styles does them very, very well, but Ricochet is about to overtake him. Just fantastic stuff. Jamel saying that in the Hey Kayla. Well, until Billy Kay shows up on my television, I'll go ahead and yell out the Hey Kayla. Coming back, look at this. Oh, we got a crucifix. Oh, we got the Razor's Edge going by Drew McIntyre, and nope. Ricochet just counters it right into a Hurricane Rana into the top turnbuckle. Winner by DQ would be Ricochet because, Ricochet's trying to do stuff, being all flippy-dippy. Nope. Randy Orton, out of nowhere, planting him with the RKO because he's on the Team Flair. And, the camera angles and production that the WWE does to make you hide whenever someone is going to miraculously appear, that's what they're so well known for. And they did it fantastically, making sure that Randy Orton was not in eye shot of that. Yes. Fun stuff. Flair holding up people's hands, hopefully not showing his midriff. Ugh. Andrew, yep, that's right. Randy Orton doing Randy Orton things, as only Randy Orton can do. And whenever you want Randy Orton things, don't look into your yellow pages or on the interwebs to look for Randy Orton things. There's only one provider of Randy Orton things, and that is Randy Orton, the perfecter of Randy Orton things. As always, a great match by the two. Orange County, the original club, is backstage making fun of Humberto Carrillo. AJ Styles sarcastically saying that he was impressed by Carrillo's match against Seth Rollins, but instead, Carrillo is going to have a match against AJ Styles later that night. The Viking Raiders are going to be squashing two jobbers on Monday night. They are dressed up as Rizzo and Bryant from the rival St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. Where are they at again? Where the hell was Monday Night Raw at? It was in St. Louis. Oh, they're dressed up as... I don't care. Why are we bringing... Oh, what the hell ever. It doesn't matter. Viking Raiders beat up two guys that were dressed up like baseball players. So there you go. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Bobby Lashley and Lana are shown sitting down on chairs backstage. Andrade, we got videos of Andrade beating Sin Cara last week on the Monday Night Raws. That's 2 weeks ago because we're talking about last Monday's Raw. But Andrade is facing Sin Cara again, but this time Sin Cara has got a female with him by the name of Catalina, who has a mask on. It is time to play creative right now. First off, I've got no problem with this at all, with Sin Cara having a female in tow to counter Zelina Vega in Andrade. I totally get it. No problem with it. But take a sip of your sources, put your thinking caps on, grab a pencil and a paper. Can you think of a better name than Catalina? Because seriously, a female luchador. You can think of any name, any other kind of stereotypical name, or, hop on the Google Translate, type in something, translate it to Spanish. What is it? Okay. Catalina? Really? Catalina. No, we can do better. We can do way better than Catalina. Okay. I really don't know it is, Andrew is saying it sounds like a dressing. It is a dressing. It's a form of French dressing. Okay? No, not Catalina. So someone in the... Shifty in the chat room says, Shikara. Okay. All right. It's her real name in an ironic twist, says CJ. That is her real name? Well, okay. But sometimes using your real name doesn't really help matters much. So, Daniel dressing on a Cobb salad. Is that what we're going to call her? Sin Cara escorted by dressing on a Cobb salad. Let's see, Catalina wine mixer. Her Cara. Kevin Dunn watched too much Step Brothers. Yeah, you're right, Goose. You're right on that one. If I was going to give a suggestion, the effing Catalina wine mixer. No, if I was going to name the female partner for Sin Cara that is supposed to counter Zelina Vega, Lucha Andrew with Lucha Dora. Oh my God. Sold. I am sold. Though the WWE would never pick that. I am sold. You win, Andrew. You win. Lucha Dora. Oh my God, if she came out in a mask and it was just a Dora the Explorer mask, oh my God. Oh, sold. That's how you do it. Swiper, no swiping. Hurricane Rana. That's how you do it. Oh my God, that was great. Yes, yes. Standing ovation. Everyone. Yes, yes. Have her come out to Dora theme. Yes, EJ, I know. She should come out to a Mexican, like jacked up theme. But everyone, no. Lucha Dora. Everyone give Andrew a standing ovation. Everyone. Andrew. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes, and I just confirmed to everyone that I do wear pants while I do this show. Oh my God. Sin Cara, no flipping. Goose. Yes. Jens Jacob, 10 out of 10. Jens Jacob, welcome to the chat room. You better say we. Okay, Andrade would win this match via pinfall, but the reason we have Catalina or Lucha Dora on the outside is to catch Zelina and counter whatever wacky shit she does. So, yeah. Oh, my gods. Oh, this is great stuff. Okay. You guys just made my day right there. Charlotte Flair and Natalya versus the Iconics. The Iconics are back. Oh, Jens Jacob gave me a wee. Okay. I hear you, CJ. You want me to peep on the Twitter? I will go ahead and try to peep on the Twitter as I talk about this. Charlotte Flair and Natalya versus the Iconics. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce off the milk carton. Stricken off of it. Peyton Royce finally off of it. This is Catalina. So says CJ Bowman's. It is Jessie La Diva del Ring, according to Radio ADN or ADN Radio Chile. Okay, cool deal. Awesome. The sources, intrepid reporting by CJ Bowman. Please bring on all the information that I don't have and bring it on, and I'll just go ahead and put it live on the show. Oh, yes, I know Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are back. Hey, Kayla! Yes, I know. They're back. You gotta be joking me. Okay, so they're back. Do you think Kayla's going to miss Billie Kay on SmackDown, or will they bring Kayla over to Raw specifically for Billie Kay? Okay, because seriously, that is the greatest of all. Okay. You call that journalism? Hey, Kayla! Oh, God. I love it. Love it. Charlotte Flair and Natalya versus the Iconics. Charlotte Flair and Natalya would win convincingly. Yes. But it's always great to see the Iconics back on TV. A little vacay. A little vacay. Never hurt anybody. They looked very good, more well-polished than they ever have in the ring. And it was really just, why are we doing that? I don't know. It's just to show that they're back. And Charlotte Flair is part of Raw. And okay. Charlie Caruso's backstage talking with Seth Rollins. He talks about stuff about the Crown Jewel show coming up. Falls Count Anywhere match between Seth Rollins and Eric Rowan. Okay, first. They're doing a bunch of stuff outside in the concourses. Seth Rollins flying into nothing. And then he gets the pin with the good old, halftime heat pin that Mankind gave The Rock. Look, all right, first, we got to talk about this, okay? We do have to talk about this because I have a big, big problem with this booking in this match. You haven't had Eric Rowan on television since the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It's been nearly a month, okay? You haven't had him on TV to confirm what kind of a powerhouse he is at all. None whatsoever. You're trying to prop up Seth Rollins as a big deal going into the Crown Jewel pay-per-view in Jeddah, South Dakota, where he's facing Bray Wyatt in a Falls Count Anywhere match. It must end, blah, 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 blah. But is this really the only way that we can validate Seth Rollins? Is by bringing someone who hasn't been on TV in over a month, completely take down his character that he had been building for the past 4 months on SmackDown. Was the sacrifice worth it? Was the sacrifice worth this? I don't get it. I really do not get this. Why they made the decision of this match. They could have done anything else. Okay, CJ saying they're trying to make Seth Rollins batshit crazy. Okay, but if that's what they're trying to do, why at the expense of a guy that has not been on TV in over a month? Just give him a regular match, and more important than that, just give him a match and he snaps. Why does it have to be Falls Count Anywhere or no DQ or anything? Just put him in a regular match and he snaps. Okay? Put him in a match against, oh God, pick any random guy on Monday Night Raw. Okay, seriously, I don't want to name names right now. I don't want to go through the damn list. But why? Jamel saying because F. Eric Rowan, that's why? Well, that's sad. Because they built him up as a big deal for 4 months, doing a storyline because he's trying to kill Roman Reigns with empty crates. But EC3, there you go, Jamel. Yes, EC3. Have him go against Seth Rollins. Okay, Eric Young. No Way Jose, Mojo Rawley, take your pick. Okay? You've got anyone else just to have a regular match with Seth Rollins, okay? How does Seth Rollins snap against a random no-name? Let's say Seth Rollins whiffs on a stomp or something. Whiffs on a stomp. And he goes bonkers, okay? That's what you do. I don't get this. I really do not get why Eric Rowan was chosen. Because from now here on out, why is Eric Rowan a big deal now? 3 packages have been put under Eric Rowan's belt. Okay, member of the Wyatt family, Evil Clown Dude. Evil Clown Dude did not fly for a week or week and a half. Bludgeon Brother, Hammer Brother, and now Eric Rowan with an actual character and personality. All have been quashed just so we can validate that Seth Rollins is bat poop crazy. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't know. Aleister Black is backstage. Why aren't people knocking on my door? I've got treats. I've got Fresca. Why aren't people visiting me? I like to throw fisticuffs. Acknowledge me. AJ Styles with the Orange County at ringside versus Humberto Carrillo. This was a pretty halfway decent match. Humberto Carrillo, I cannot do a wee that long. That doesn't deserve a wee. No, I can't do that. No. I can't do that. Humberto Carrillo has been an active project with the WWE for the past 18 months. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay. Prepare yourselves. Humberto Carrillo on the top. Slow motion again? WWE loving the slow motion with the Humberto Carrillo, but the winner by submission via calf crusher would be AJ Styles. Orange County would get in the ring and beat the shit out of him, but then the Street Profits would come in and save face. Here they go trying to save that face with Montez Ford. Dawkins. Yes, that's how they do that. All right, and finally, Divorce Court. Rusev is in there trying to make us feel sorry for him, but then Lashley would get him in the jewels, and yeah, that's how we finish out the show. The crowd chanting, "That was weird." What did everyone think of Monday Night Raw? 63% gave it a thumbs down, and the reason so many people gave it 63% thumbs down for Monday Night Raw is because everyone watches Monday Night Raw. So, since everyone watches Monday Night Raw, nobody watches SmackDown, so NXT is just there? Maybe? It's kind of weird me watching NXT and not covering it, and covering NXT in a recap is incredibly difficult. But join me. Where is my NXT recap? Oh, here's the NXT recap. Since everyone watches Raw, some people might watch NXT. What the hell's wrong with my... Oh, my God. Here we go. On camera editing. On camera editing. Yes, we are professionals. We are professionals. There we go. Solve that little problem. All right. Hey, look there. Tomato Chomper is staring at the ground. I don't know why he's staring at the ground. Okay. We got to start this off first with, so a band or a chick named Poppy came out to play a song, a little medley of two songs, and that second song in her medley would intro in Io Shirai. I have two opinions, one positive, one negative, but the negative is more on the music. The positive is more on why it was used here. The negative, music-wise, I am kind of a music savant and stuff, okay? Poppy, I understand, has had about 3 LPs distributed. She's, trying to get up there. This is her second musical appearance on an NXT show or pay-per-view. Poppy is for people who do not like to admit that they like baby metal. If you don't know what any of that is, go ahead and look it up. Okay? But, on the positive, this entrance for Io Shirai involving Poppy and her song Scary Mask was fantastic. Okay? I have had problems with Io Shirai's swerve into heel territory only for the sake of Io Shirai's face constantly looks like when she has a resting face, she looks like she's been shown a very difficult algebra equation. What I mean by that is, I'm taking the glasses off so you can see. Her eyebrows are always arced inward, and she looks very sympathetic. It's like I don't know what to do. They are, but that is how they're resting, okay? She is supposed to be this kind of on the fringe, snaptastic female that snaps at any time, even though she does very artistic moonsaults. So, to have a resting look of Io Shirai that looks like, I don't know what you're talking about, and is supposed to snap, and the music of Poppy going alongside of her to have, female voice with aggressive metal guitar and tempo and off tempo. It fits the character perfectly for a snapping female. It's just the facial expressions do not match it, is the only thing. Shirai has got the mannerisms. She's got it right there, what you're looking at with the GIF, screaming and grabbing the hair and arching back. She's got it, okay? But the face is the most important part. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. But again, the music fits the character and fits it all perfectly. And we started off with Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. Oh, God, here we go. Yeah, if it's NXT, you're chock full of suicide topas. Oh, Candice LeRae is on the outside. Io Shirai going, wee! Oh, we got a flying crossbody. Io Shirai is kind of a wee! She's kind of a crazy female and stuff, but she has the coordination, wee! To keep that snaptastic stuff in tow and know when to wee! Fly through through in between the top and the bottom rope, wee! Don't get those feet snagged on that rope, wee! Okay, that's enough of that. That's the one thing about NXT you cannot have in any professional wrestling television show. I cannot think of any one show ever that has never, ever had diving through the ropes or over the top rope. Has there ever been an episode where that does not happen? Because you got to hype the crowd up. I get you got to hype the crowd up. Wake them up. But why does it always have to be that? Can't it be a fierce slap, a fierce knife-edged chop, a really ungodly slam? Does it always have to be seeing a body fly? Risking snagging on a rope or risking falling on their neck? Does it always have to be something gravity-defying? I don't know. This was a good match to start off the show with. Killer instinct of Candice LeRae with a nice little tornado DDT from the top rope. But your winner via pinfall would be Io Shirai. When Shirai would move and LeRae landed face first on a steel chair. Yeah, that's how it would go. Very good match to start off the show, by the way. Footage is showing a Damian Priest low-blowing Pete Dunne to win his match last week on there. Finn Balor coming out to explain his actions. Basically, he's saying, I'm here in NXT. I don't watch the business watches me. Oh, okay. So Finn Balor now is kind of, he's not as comic booky. We may not be seeing the Demon in NXT ever. I'm going to put it that way. I don't think we're going to see the Demon in NXT. What does everyone else think in the chat room? Because if this is the route that we're going with Finn Balor in NXT and that he's going to be all talking about boys in the back and talking about how Johnny Gargano is more of a fan than a wrestler, what does everyone think? What does everyone think? CJ, more cosplay bullshit from Finn Balor. Well, I don't know. He's the prick he should have always been. He's reverting back to his New Japan, says Shifty. Oh, okay. Totally get it. That's fine. If he's going to be a prick, that's awesome. Okay? I totally saw that when it came to the jacket that he wore, and it didn't have a frickin' collar. He's not the Fonz anymore. It's no longer relevant for me to call him the Fonz, is it? If his leather jacket is no longer having a collar, I can't call him the Fonz. So, it is refreshing. Da boys in da back talk, says Jamel. Yep. The Demon was a face thing, says Andrew. No, okay, yeah. So we're no longer getting the Demon. We're getting the prick Finn Balor. Okay, sounds good to me. We get a video package of the Kabuki Warriors because they're going to be facing two chicks later on tonight. And we're also getting Tyler Bate versus Cameron Grimes. Shane Thorn versus Bronson Reed. Okay. In a nutshell, Shane Thorn versus Bronson Reed, fuck this match. Don't pay attention to it. There was no reason to watch this match at all. It was two guys doing crap for the sake of doing crap. Getting reactions from the crowd for the crap they were doing, that's fine, but they aren't selling a damn thing. It doesn't matter. Shane Thorn versus Bronson Reed. I am deadly serious. don't pay attention to this match. Skip it entirely. We can say on our Twitter account that it was a damn impressive match, but it was just flippy-dippy shit. They weren't selling a goddamn thing. No point whatsoever, okay? Yes, look at Bronson Reed. He's got a great look and everything, but it sure as hell didn't matter in this match. So, whatever. F it. I'm serious, okay? Women's Tag Team Championship match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox versus Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. The second time we are getting to see them on television in a week. You don't see that very often. This is hard to watch. Oh, gods. Oh, no, Tegan Nox took a dragon whip leg screw from the middle rope by the Askas. Okay. I guess that's part of the show. They're doing stuff. They're doing lots of stuff. They're beating the hell out of Nox and Kai. So, yes, the winners and still champs are Asuka and Kairi Sane, as if you thought they were going to lose the titles on NXT. As if. Is Asuka bringing the green mist in every single match? Do we really need to do this every single match? I'm waiting for the backfire. As the Kabuki Warriors celebrate before leaving the ring, Shayna Baszler and her crew of Shafir and Duke make their way out to the ring. Nox takes Baszler down. Duke and Shafir quickly take her out. Baszler then hits Nox with a step-up knee strike. The Horsewomen then grab Kai. Duke and Shafir hold Kai's arm in position, but then Rhea Ripley's music hits. She slowly walks out to the stage. She stares at the ring, and she runs down and does stuff. Candice LeRae runs down to help out Ripley. Then Bianca Belair comes out, and she starts doing stuff. William Regal says, I've had enough of this crap. War Games. We are having an all-female War Games match come Survivor Series in 3 weeks. We are long overdue. Yes, and I totally agree. Shifty saying, great brawl. Yes, I totally agree. What's a Dakota Kai? What's a Tegan Nox? Nydia blind storyline. Yeah, remember that shit? Yeah, I remember it, CJ. So, okay. We're getting War Games. An NXT vagina version is what we're getting. Okay? Now, it's supposed to be involving 3 teams, but it seems like it's only involving 2 on this one. I'm sure we'll get clarification within 3 weeks. My bigger question involving all of this. Everyone in the chat room, everyone in earshot, hear me out on this. Because of my life shift change, and now that I have weekends off, Saturdays and Sundays are free, which means the NXT pay-per-view that would be on Saturday night is wide open to me, as well as the Sunday night pay-per-view of Survivor Series when it comes up in 3 weeks. So, the bigger question, and I open this up to everyone in the chat room and everyone within earshot, I need you to flood Adam Martin. You remember Adam Martin, former editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, who third to last, one of his final broadcasting appearances was with me watching the NXT pay-per-view during WrestleMania weekend, where I had a shot of tequila on the line involving Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. Best 2 out of 3 falls for the NXT title. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in earshot, if you are in the chat room, please flood Adam Martin with your messages, your Twitters, your Facebooks, your anything you can do. Doug wants Adam to watch with him the NXT War Games pay-per-view in 3 weeks' time. I'm not working retail anymore. I can get fully prepped for the show. Adam and I watching NXT again. We might do a little 15 or 20 minute pregame before the show. Okay? And I'll be at the helm. Okay? That's the other thing. Adam is a big stickler when it comes to being a producer. He wants to make sure that all the bows are tied, that everything is tightly secured down so that when we're on the road, nothing is flying off the roof of the car. I'm in charge of this. I make sure that it's all secure before I start drinking, okay? So, again, everyone who's in earshot, a goose saying Adam Martin hasn't watched wrestling in months, that makes it even better. That makes it even better. I gotta have his ass on this show, okay? I have gotta be with him and talk to try to fill him in and clue him in on why shit is happening, okay? So, everyone in earshot, everyone in the chat room, tell Adam Martin Doug Lackey wants to watch wrestling with him on November the 20th on a Saturday night, okay? Make sure the baby is asleep. Make sure the wife is doing something with the girly friends. I'll make sure that Deanna is doing something else or something, okay? We have got to have this time together, Adam and I, and everyone else that's listening right now. Doug and Adam together again, says Jamel. This is as emotional as the reunion between Dustin and Cody at Double or For Nothing. Yeah, kind of is. It kind of is. You want emotional? I'm trying hard to find the occasion to reunite the Wrestleview radio crew. I'm trying to find the time to reunite WVR. Okay? It's going to happen. Okay? It will happen soon. I know it will. Just that one time. To have Adam, Hunter, and myself together. It's going to be magical. Anyway. War Games. This is what we got. CJ has already jumped on the Twitter. I just saw it buzz on the phone. Everyone else, jump on the Twitter. Go nuts. Go bonkers, okay? I don't know. Do the Dallas Cowboys have a bye right now? Because I know Adam gets on the Twitter when Dallas is on playing football. As if anyone pays attention to Adam Martin's tweets regarding Dallas Cowboys football. So, flood him. Get his attention. All right, that's enough of that. Tyler Bate versus Cameron Grimes. This was a very, very fun match. Tyler Bate and Cameron Grimes had some really good chemistry going right here. Whee! Oh, crap, here we go again. Tyler Bate is a whee! Tyler Bate is a big, strong boy, but is also a very light boy. Whee! He's very light boy because his legs can carry him over the whee! Carry him over the ropes, and Cameron Grimes is just down the road from whee! Cameron Grimes lives in Burlington, North Carolina, which is not far from whee! It's right near Greensboro, which is just down the road. Whee! Down I-85. It's about a good hour and a half drive. Whee! Cameron Grimes. I got to try to have a beer with him. He sounds great. Whee! All right, that's enough of him. Jamel saying it's like a Shield reunion for the WVR reunion. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. But the winner via pinfall would be Cameron Grimes because we're trying to validate him. Because Tyler Bate's not going to be on NXT next week or any other week. He's got to go back to NXT UK. CJ, the Triad is a great place. Yeah, I know. You hung out over there at High Point. That's a little bit outside of the Triad, but yeah. No, the Triad is a very good place of Winston-Salem, Greensboro, and Raleigh. No, Winston-Salem's not part of it. Raleigh, Durham, and Greensboro is what the Triad is here in North Carolina. Killian Dane came out to beat the crap out of Tyler Bate because they're going to be doing more of that sometime soon. Angel Garza talk about his family and shit like that. Keithley and Matt Riddle versus the Undisputed Era. This is a 9-title match. The tag team titles will not be on the line. Kind of a fun match with these two guys of Riddle and Keithley being partners. You really don't see that much. But still, it was a lot of back and forth, counter for counter shit. Lots of tag team moves. But your winners via pinfall would be Undisputed Era because I believe we had some interference of sorts Yeah. Keithley bowling over. Oh, God, that was just a fantastic spot. I love the pounce. I love the pounce. The pounce is one of my most favorite moves. Okay? People love spears. I love the pounce. Okay? When you're slinging someone off the ropes and you're just shoulder blocking them from the perpendicular angle, I love that. Because the person selling it can just fly themselves off from that far side ankle and just make it look fantastic, okay? I love the pounce. Always have. Back when Marcus Corvon was with ECW, and before that I know he was in the TNA Impact, Monty Brown. Yeah, I love me the pounce. Oh, yeah. No, that's not a shoulder block, no, it's not worth it, but oh man, it's just beautiful to watch. There would end up being a schmaz after this match. Tomato Chomper would be coming out to help out everybody to go up against the UE. And then he would look at his belt and say, not right now, Goldie, Daddy's going to war. So, yeah. There we go. What did everyone think of NXT? 85% gave NXT a thumbs up. Well, 85% thumbs up for NXT. That is par for the course because, well, NXT has inherited SmackDown's role because nobody watches NXT. Man, I wish he had a better run in the WWE. Shame that personnel had caused him. Oh, yeah, Monty Brown. Yeah. If we're doing Monty Brown talk, they just couldn't figure it out what to put him in. I really loved his moveset. He had a great look. We really didn't get anything as far as charisma or him on the mic. It was a very short time, too. He couldn't handle the travel schedule. And it was personal issues. There was a lot of stuff going on with family and friends, and so he just couldn't do it. But it was sad. I mean, he had a great move set. He had a great everything, but it just didn't pan out. That's what happens. So, yeah. Jamel saying something terrible happened with his sister and caused him to look okay. I will never, when family's involved, I'm not going to touch on it. Okay? All right. Remember back in the day when there was a Wednesday night war going on? There's a Wednesday night war going on. The shots have been fired, but I haven't seen any craters from the mortars. I am going to make this very, very short and sweet with AEW. Okay? I understand that AEW is trying to attract an audience that the WWE does not tap into. Totally get it. Okay? I totally understand that they are getting the audience that, stares at star ratings from the Dark Overlord, that they're trying to get the attention of fans who feel frustrated and patronized by creative of the WWE. I totally get that they're trying to tap into an audience that doesn't do certain things physically in the ring that the WWE does not do. Totally get it. All right? My experience with AEW going to the first All-In pay-per-view over in Chicago live that I attended, I was almost roped in until they mentioned those three letters of WWE. And so my viewpoint of AEW has always been of that we are trying to get all of the people that are frustrated with WWE, even though they don't really understand why WWE does the things that WWE does. So now we have AEW that does all of the stuff that everyone does not like coming from, is frustrated from what comes to the WWE and does not do what the WWE does that they would like the WWE to do. So, here we go. In a nutshell, on AEW, people no sold shit. Plain and simple. I don't need to go over the matches. I don't need to show you GIFs. I don't need to show you anything. In fact, on every AEW review that I ever give, AEW doesn't sell shit. Let's go through this. Hangman Page versus Sammy Guevara. They did a bunch of wacky shit. Page wins. Portugal's perfect athlete, Shanna, versus Hikaru Shida. Wacky shit happens. Shida wins. Shida and Shayna. You know, that's really smart right there. We're bringing the Japanese chick. I think she's Japanese. We're bringing her back from an injury or something like that. We're trying to introduce these two women, but they sound the same. Shanna, Shida. Really? This is what you did? This is how you differentiate between the two? Couldn't you call the one from Portugal Smith? Couldn't you call the one from Japan Jones? Japanese chick won with something. Brandy Rhodes did a vignette with Awesome Kong, how they don't like people. I don't know why. Rock and Roll Express come out. They're going to be handing off the titles, but then Santana Ortiz come out and beat the crap out of them. Young Bucks came out to try to make the save. But the damage had been done. Tony Schiavone throughout this entire time is inside Cody Rhodes' limo, coming off of a jet and doing an interview with him, while Chris Jericho is waiting at the arena to do a contract signing with him. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. All right, 6-man tag. This is the only fun thing that happened in a 6-man tag of 3 no-names of Alex Reynolds, QT Marshall, and John Silver going against Trent Beretta, some other guy, can't remember his name. They're known as the Best Friends, and Orange Cassidy. Right now, the only thing that's making me acknowledge AEW is Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. Okay? They are fun. They're entertaining. JR's reactions to whatever the hell is happening. Chuck Taylor. Thank you, Jamel. Okay, Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, and Orange Cassidy. JR's reactions to everything that's happening is incredibly old man stuff. Okay? And I'm just identifying with it, okay? I don't know what the hell is happening right now, okay? But this match, check out this match. The pan shot of Orange Cassidy, trying to remember, he ends up kipping up from something. His sunglasses fall off. The referee picks up the sunglasses, puts them back on Orange Cassidy's face as he has his hands in his pockets. Beretta and Cassidy do a group hug, and the camera zooms back to show everyone else. That was great stuff, okay? Contract signing between Jericho and Cody. What the fuck ever. On the outside, Dustin Rhodes is getting beat up by Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager to try to ire up Cody Rhodes. He runs out there to try to check on his brother. What a fucking brother he is. The Elite, Kenny Omega, Nick, and the Young Bucks going up against the Hybrid 2 of Jack Evans and Angelico and Kip Sabian. Nutty moves happened in this. I've never played the video game Undertale, but apparently that's what Kenny Omega dressed up as for this match. Oh my God, I am so lost right now. I am 40 years old. The Librarians, Peter Avalon, Leva Bates. I need more of this. I need to know more about that. We're doing a promo in the ring, making fun of everyone that it's Halloween times. Jon Moxley came out and cut a promo. Here is something to talk about, okay? And I wish I really had a visual or something here. But Johnny Moxley comes out. He's having a match with Kenny Omega at Full Gear, the pay-per-view that's happening next Saturday. Falls Count Anywhere, hardcore as hell match. But it's now unsanctioned. And Moxley is angry that it is unsanctioned because if he happens to win Kenny Omega, the win will not show up on his record. And he's angry about that. And so the plot line here is that Moxley is angry that the AEW is protecting their boy, Kenny Omega. And so if he were to get a loss, it doesn't really matter. Throughout the Twitters, as I was watching NXT live, everyone was saying that Johnny Moxley gave the promo of his career. That he gave the monologue of his career in the ring regarding this topic of it being an undisputed match between himself and Kenny Omega, and if he got the win, it wouldn't count. Sources. And of course, he kept on making little insidious references between his talk with Vince McMahon that Chris Jericho had the interview with Jon Moxley with him before he jumped ship and blah, 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 blah. I try not to go into boys in the back crap when I'm talking about this, but here's the one thing that I do know with the promo of Jon Moxley and this being an unsanctioned match with Kenny Omega and blah, 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 blah. He's angry that if he gets a win, it's not going to count on his record, yada, yada. AEW does matches for the sake of matches, for the sake of numbers, so that the numbers can verify and validate why their titles matter. But Chris Jericho is facing Cody Rhodes for their world title when Chris Jericho has only had a tag team match on AEW on television since they debuted, and Cody Rhodes has only had one singles match since they debuted on AEW. So Johnny Moxley is trying to tell us that records matter in the AEW when it comes to why people are important and why they get title shots and why they move up in the worlds and everything. And he hates it that he's not going to get a win against Kenny Omega and it's not going to show up on his record. But it really doesn't matter because Jericho and Rhodes are going at it for the world title on a pay-per-view this coming Saturday. Wrestling does not matter. On AEW, nothing matters. They can't build storylines. They can't build anything. All they can do is do crap for the sake of doing crap. We're going to have a match for the sake of having a match. That's why our people no-sell. That's why we don't sell crap. Watch Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks in a 6-man tag. You'll see why. AEW Tag Team Championship finals between the Lucha Brothers, not the Lucha House Party, it's the Lucha Brothers, versus SCU. SCU would win this via roll-up. Do watch this match. It's kind of interesting because they did a bunch of wacky shit, and SCU won via roll-up. Look, 79% gave AEW a thumbs up. I am not going to judge why people like AEW. That's not for me, okay? I have a certain viewpoint and opinion of professional wrestling. It is not for me to judge how anyone else enjoys professional wrestling. It really isn't. 79% of people enjoyed AEW because a lot of the people that watched AEW like AEW anyway, and that's okay. That's fine, okay? If AEW, again, grabs the audience that is frustrated by WWE creative, they are not doing stuff athletically that WWE does not do, and they're just, I totally get it, okay? AEW is just not my thing, okay? I don't know why. I feel like I'm being patronized in a lot of their matches, you know? But everyone else seems to enjoy it because they're doing stuff. That's okay, okay? Some people are enamored by the explosion. Me? I'm staring at the debris. Can't help it. That's just me. Anyway, 79% giving AEW a thumbs up because no one watches AEW. Okay. So, here we go. So, Wednesday Night Wars out of the way. Thursday night, we had the Crown Jewel pay-per-view out of Jeddah, South Dakota. So, that means after Thursday, I'm not talking about the Crown Jewel pay-per-view from Thursday. I'm going to be brutally honest. I only read the reviews. I did not want to watch the pay-per-view. I really did not. I was not feeling it. 16 hours of wrestling to watch over my first weekend off that I've ever had ever in my life. I had to sacrifice something. I sacrificed the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. So, let's talk, and this is going to be a SmackDown review on top of headlines. I've got my thoughts on the headlines. They are going to be incredibly far-fetched. So let's start this off with me not having a background image. Sure. Why not? No background. I got no problem with that. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Hey! NWA Powerrr. Hey! Sorry about that. Professional is what we are. All right. So let's start off the news before we lead into SmackDown. Are you ready? Oh, my body's ready. Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart had to change plans to get to Saudi Arabia because their tires blew up and their brakes melted. This was from a report back on October the 29th. That would make that on last Tuesday. Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart were on an airplane that faced an emergency on the way to Saudi Arabia. Hogan filmed the video in Iceland because he and Jimmy Hart were on their way to South Dakota for Crown Jewel. Their tires blew up. Hogan mentions that they had a hard time landing and even the brakes melted. He goes on to mention that their buddy has the same type of plane and was graceful enough to get them on board and continue their journey. Their buddy. Here is their video. It's not available. But then Hogan would mention that he had a friend from Minnesota that would get them to South Dakota, and that would end up being Bork Laser. So we'll just go and leave it at that. Fast forward to after Crown Jewel and their great show in South Dakota. WWE talent delayed in South Dakota following Crown Jewel, and SmackDown may be affected. According to multiple sources, a large number of WWE talent are currently stuck in South Dakota following the Crown Jewel pay-per-view. A reason for the delay is unclear. F4W Online is reporting that it has nothing to do with mechanical problems on the plane and also has nothing to do with the weather in Buffalo, New York, where SmackDown is being aired. The flight from South Dakota to Buffalo, New York takes about 14 hours, making it highly unlikely that the talent would make it impossible as of this writing for the talent to make it to SmackDown. Reports state that around 12 performers have been flown out on another flight, as well as Vince McMahon, but a large number of the roster is still stuck there. PW Insider is reporting that the wrestlers are actually sitting on the plane waiting since they cleared customs and would have to clear customs again if they left the plane. It should be noted that Bork Laser left the country on a private flight with Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart. Also, superstars as Daniel Bryan, Sami Zayn, Elias, The Miz, and a number of others did not go to South Dakota. So, that's what we got. That's what we got. WWE issued a statement regarding the travel delays. According to the statement, 175 WWE performers, production crew, and employees boarded a charter flight to the U.S. on Thursday. Due to several aircraft problems, including mechanical issues, the passengers sat on the tarmac for 6 hours. Also, due to unforeseen circumstances, the superstars and performers and everyone else that attempted to fly out to get to the show of SmackDown, they would not land until after SmackDown aired on Fox that Friday night. The remainder of the crew would depart South Dakota later that night. WWE stated that SmackDown will go on. It would feature performers of Daniel Bryan, The Miz, Carmella, Nikki Cross, and Dana Brooke, as well as quote-unquote surprises. Before I go any further, there were a lot of tweets. There was a lot of really random conspiratorial shit going all over the Twitter, saying that there were problems between the WWE's contract and the South Dakota government's contract, in that the Prince put sugar in the gas tank. That the Prince slashed the tires. And that everyone couldn't leave. Jamel saying, who the hell would want to do this show next year? Not getting paid and being held up. Nah, son, I'm good. 10 years, folks, in South Dakota. Look, I saw some wacky stuff online about why this was happening. Okay? It was just incredible to read. Okay? There was no way that we could post this on our website of WrestleView.com. No way in hell. Okay? We are not going to tap into a national government's actions against a corporate entity that provides entertainment for stuff that we like. Look, we're not Blizzard. We're not going to dive into a video game company's correlations with human rights between China and Hong Kong. We're not going to do that, okay? We just like pro wrestling. Why do we want to talk about what a government does, a national government does, regarding our form of entertainment? Take a swig of the sources. Ladies and gentlemen, what do I say? What is my tagline that ends every Wrestleview Weekly that I do? What is it? If you're listening for the first time, I'm sorry you can't answer that question. But everyone else, and some of you kind of, I don't want to say swear by it, but you might use it as inspiration. Know when you're being sold to. Are you sure that the superstars just couldn't make it from South Dakota to SmackDown? Are you sure? Really? Really? You don't think they could reschedule their flight to maybe fly into a separate airport nowhere near Buffalo so that no one could get cell phone footage or anything like that? Maybe fly them out separately? You know, disperse them out? You can do that. Disperse them out at different times. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. I'm bringing this all up because on this episode of SmackDown, we had a lot of NXT critters. And a lot of NXT critters that were promoting the fact that it's going to be Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT at Survivor Series. I understand that you could put the pedal to the metal if, you know, they had flight issues that, oh crap, whatever we had planned 2 weeks from now, we better do it this week. I totally get it. But subscriptions are down according to your third quarter reports. Viewership is dwindling. People are going to other entities to get their fix, whether they be on television or otherwise. So, I really don't like being this conspiratorial, but know when you're being sold to. Know when you're being sold to. Jamel asking, are we going to do a don't scroll down for this SmackDown? Oh, God. Oh, my God. I do not want to do that for SmackDown. Oh, God. That is going to be so painful, Jamel. Okay. So many of you that are watching for the first time, one of my mottos or my credos in life is whenever you go to a website or anything and you read something or watch something, it's something you enjoy, don't scroll down. Don't look at the comments. It serves no purpose. It will only make you angry. It will only make you more passionate about something that you should not be passionate about, and you'll just be enamored to add to it. It doesn't serve a positive purpose. On last Friday's episode of SmackDown, it was invaded by NXT performers solely because everyone else was stranded over in Jeddah, South Dakota. Flying through the crap. Bork Laser and Paul Heyman were there because, they got a private jet, so they could do that. Bork Laser has now quit SmackDown. He's going to Raw, and he's hunting down Rey Mysterio. Great. Now we validated why Bray Wyatt is the Universal Champion, and he's going to be on SmackDown. Makes me feel like a dummy. Women's Championship match. Bayley defending against Nikki Cross with Sasha Banks in tow. Kind of a paint-by-numbers match until Shayna Baszler came out and beat the crap out of everyone in the ring. Yeah. Aiden English was at commentary alongside Renee Young and Tom Phillips. But then Aiden English would leave to make way for Pat McAfee, who is just annoying as hell. I'm sorry. Ugh. Kathy Kelly is backstage with Sami Zayn. He talks about all kinds of things. Why is NXT there? He doesn't know. Then Matt Riddle and Keithley show up. He's intimidated, and he retreats to the ring where Riddle and Keithley would beat the crap out of him. Miz TV. Miz says that his guest was supposed to be the Fiend Bray Wyatt, but he's not there. So instead he's going to interview himself, but instead out comes Tomato Chomper. Tomato Chomper says words bad about The Miz. The Miz says, hey, if you want to prove something, let's do it in the ring. Tomato Chomper says, okie doke. So Tomato Chomper and The Miz have a match in the ring, and Tomato Chomper ends up winning with the fairy tale ending. Daniel Bryan is backstage. He finds Triple H and says, what the hell is going on? Shawn Michaels is behind him. Daniel Bryan says, if you're looking for a fight, then if he wants to go to battle, well, then why don't they fight? They both go face-to-face, and Triple H says that he didn't bring his gear. He can't be doing anything. Shawn is taking off his jacket, but then he puts it back on and says that he's cold. Triple H then ushers in Adam Cole, the NXT champion. So we're going to have a match between Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole, and Daniel Bryan breaks up, hey, have it be for the NXT title. Okie doke. So that's what we're going to have. But first, Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are in the ring, and they're supposed to be facing Carmella and Dana Brooke. But then we go backstage, and Bianca Belair has beat the crap out of both Dana Brooke and Carmella. And out come Rhea Ripley and Tegan Nox to have a match against Rose and Deville. And Ripley and Nox win convincingly. Finally, NXT Championship match. Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan was a barn burner. Everyone lost their protein to this match. Everyone went frickin' bonkers, and Adam Cole still won. I'm not going to go over this match. It doesn't matter. Adam Cole is still your NXT champion. Look, they are matches that were meant to incite those who watch the other brand. And they were, everything that happened on SmackDown was meant to grab the regular WWE viewer's attention, to let everyone else know that wacky shit is happening. Okay? That's all this show was about. Period. All right? Whether you want to join my small little vehicle of conspiratorial thought in that this was all planned, you can join me and ride shotgun and be in control of the radio. If not, that's okay. To me, this was all planned. Okay? Know when you're being sold to. Know when you're being sold to. Okay? Wacky shit happened on this show to get as many people's attention as possible. And the matches were inconsequential. It's just people showing up on TV. That's all it was. It was seriously, that's all it was. SmackDown was just other people showing up on TV that you normally never see. SmackDown got 90% thumbs up. And why did it get that? Because initially no one watched, but then everyone that did not watch contacted others that don't watch anything else. And so those small minorities became a big group of people and really liked what they were seeing. Am I right? Am I right? Or am I right? Or am I right? CJ, didn't they promote SmackDown for this week immediately after the last week's show? Yes, they did. And they had matches planned. They had Roman Reigns going against King Corbin. That was that was their big headliner match that they had planned. Why would you have Roman Reigns versus King Corbin? Think about that for a second. I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. Why would you have that? Other than they just had a rinky-dink 10-man tag in South Dakota. Was it a good show? Sure. If you enjoyed it, it was a good show. I did enjoy some parts of the show, yes. Cole Daniel Bryan was fantastic, yes. Goose saying of all the craziest conspiracies, WWE intentionally held talent in South Dakota. No. They dispersed them out to different airports. They didn't hold talent in South Dakota. No. They dispersed them out to separate airports. They can do that. They got the cash for that. Why not? Braun Strowman being flown out to Pittsburgh? No one would expect that. On a Saturday, on a Friday night, no less. On a Friday afternoon. Okay? They can do that. They pass customs, fly them out on different flights. No problem. In fact, what you do is you all board them on one flight, send them out to one, and then they have separate connectors. But where you fly them to is way outside of where they're going for Buffalo. It can happen. I'm just putting it out there. Okay? But you can't be telling me that your Survivor Series plan of Raw, SmackDown, NXT being all weird and wacky like that you press the gas pedal for 2 weeks to try to promote it? Come on. This was in the books. You were going to be doing this anyway. Stop it. Stop it. Not buying any of it. All right. Man. The sources are dwindling. The show is coming close to an end. Bear with me here. I've gotten rid of 2 locks. Half of my sources are gone. And I want you all to marinate in the conspiracy theory that I've put on. I'll try to find a tinfoil hat to put on when I come back. But first off, stare at the Wrestleview logo because we're going to be talking about the headlines after this. I got to take care of some business because I've been taking in a lot of sources. I just throw thoughts out there. It's not news. It's just opinion. Don't get too attached. Just talking. That's all I do. Just a talking. Here we go. Just to talk about the news. Quarter 3 financials were released by the WWE. I love our headline of revenues are down, network and attendance numbers are down, but it's okay because in the first 9 months, actually the big one is live event ticket sales declined $4.1 million during that quarter, but that's due to not only lower attendance, but because there were only 19 fewer events being staged. 186.3 million down from 188.4 when it comes to revenue, comparing quarter 3 from those 2 years of this year and last year. Operating income decreased to 6.1 million from 18.1, comparing the quarter 3 from last year. Wow. That's a big decrease. Just to let you guys know, I'm doing a little bit of an investigation when it comes to the WWE's quarterlies and financials. Yeah. I'm trying to look for things that are interesting. Not exactly trying to find bombshells or anything, but I'm just trying to look through the debris. That's all I'm doing. NXT. Okay, this is going to be fun. All right. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. Jamel, CJ, you are my boys on this. I need your thoughts on this, okay? And I'm not saying that because, yes, I am. All right. Strap yourselves in for some drama. So, back on... Doug, do your thinking cap. What date was October the 27th? I think that was last Friday. When was that? October 27th. Okay. Strap yourselves in. Jordan Miles, NXT star, is upset with his logo on his T-shirt, and he called out Vince McMahon and Triple H. He's upset with his previous and current NXT merchandise logo, which he recently publicly stated on the Twitter. He said on there, he specifically called out Vince McMahon and Triple H about his merchandise logo, noting that he will, quote, keep posting till his, quote, voice is heard, and that he is not sorry for anything he will say or do, end quote. He also went on to say in the same tweet that Vince McMahon and Triple H about this version of Miles, then this is a slap in the face for every African-American performer, fan, and supporter. Look, Miles also noted in the tweet that WWE needs a reprogramming because they are ignorant, and even stated in another post that he has used the shirt for fuel. Look, Jordan Miles is angry because he doesn't like the logo on his shirt. What is the logo on his shirt? That's the logo on his shirt. I will keep posting this till my voice is heard. I'm not sorry for anything I say or do, he says on his tweet. Representation is important. Here it is. It's a smile with his name in white inside the smile. According to Miles, the design for his gimmick is called a blackface, which is makeup which is used during the 1800s and the early 1900s in theater by mainly non-African American performers to represent a description of an African American individual. Miles signed with the WWE in February of this year under his in-ring name of ACH, which he has used during his time in Ring of Honor. June of 2019, he announced that ACH would start going by his new ring name of Jordan Miles. So, Jordan Miles doesn't like this because it is representative of blackface. Look, when it comes to professional wrestling fans, I consider myself pretty progressive. Okay? I have a problem with intergender wrestling. That's kind of beyond my... To me, that's just doing shit for the sake of doing shit and getting eyeballs for the sake of getting eyeballs. That's not progressive to me. That's just trying to grab money. But I figure myself as pretty progressive, okay? And my girlfriend Deanna, she's from California, and she's way more progressive than I am. And is quick to notice when anything looks stereotypical or racially motivated, you know? I try to be as close to PC as I can, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see what the problem is with this. Jordan Miles, ACH, you smile a lot. You do a lot of smiling. That's the logo. You smile a lot. There you go. Would it have been any different if the t-shirt were white? If it were a white t-shirt, would you have been okay with this? Really? It's really more because you have a problem with a black t-shirt than anything else. All right? Look, again, I hate social justice warriors. I really do. Though I'm as progressive as hell. And I know when to pick and choose my battles, okay? This isn't the battle you want to choose. Especially when it involves you making money. The WWE issued a statement involving ACH. Here it is, in quote, Albert Hardy Jr., a.k.a. Jordan Miles, approved this t-shirt for sale. As always, we work collaboratively with all of our performers to develop logos and merchandise designs and get their input and approval before proceeding. This was the same process with Albert, and we responded swiftly once he later requested that the logo and t-shirt be redesigned. No t-shirts were sold. So, Albert Hardy Jr., that is what I'm calling him now, approved of the design. Approved of the design. But then he quickly changed his mind. What would cause him to quickly change his mind? I don't know. He brought up the idea with friends and family, and they went ahead and pitched a conniption. That's probably it. So, he approved of the logo. They ran for it anyway. But then he changed his mind, they reneged, and they didn't sell any. And let's be perfectly frank. Do you think anyone would buy a Jordan Miles t-shirt within 1 week after his signing to the WWE? I don't know who this gentleman is. I wouldn't even buy his t-shirt to be a dust rag. So, let's go ahead and put that out there first, okay? But he's having a cow. So they've yanked the t-shirt, they've yanked they've yanked everything, okay? Even though he's the one that approved of it, they've yanked everything. Again, Albert Hardy still goes on the offensive. still goes on the offensive with the WWE. He responded to the claims that he approved of the design. Quote, from a tweet on October the 28th, when I originally saw the design, I was uncomfortable. Rather than addressing the issue, I decided to counter-offer with another. Baker Landon lied to my face. He said Triple H wanted this design, so my hands were tied. I spoke with Triple H in person, and his impression was I approved. He would follow up with, don't believe me? Email him and ask him for yourself of Baker, this guy named Baker, this Baker Landon. So, instead of just taking the high road, just not say anything. Don't say anything. You brought up stupid, wacky shit. WWE made a statement. You didn't have to say anything. Just say nothing. Just say nothing and let it pass for a month. No one knows who the fuck you are anyway. Why are you doing this? But instead he spoke up. He had too much pride. Says something. And more important than that, he blames someone else. He tries to bring someone else into this that hasn't said a goddamn thing, that wants nothing to do with this. You know damn well they don't want anything to do with this. Titus O'Neil would speak up regarding all of this wacky shit happening. Now, first off, sure, he hasn't been on TV. He hasn't really been doing much. But if you want a man of character and integrity that is going to speak on anything, I will trust Titus O'Neil over anyone else. Okay? I will buy anything Titus O'Neil sells me. Okay? I know when I'm being sold to, but damn it, Titus O'Neil, I'll believe anything you say. Titus O'Neil got on the Twitter that same day when Miles gave his reply, saying, Miles, I am 100% in agreement that the T-shirt is very distasteful. Okay. But that being said, bringing others into this to vent your frustrations or issues that have nothing to do with the WWE or the shirt is also very distasteful. If it's hashtag for the culture, don't attack those in it. Titus O'Neil, the ultimate mediator. Titus O'Neil, the ultimate mediator. Look, you got a problem with it, that's fine, but don't bring others into it that have nothing to do with what's happening. Jordan would respond. Jordan Miles issued a statement about his recent behavior on the social media the following day. Stated on Instagram that his comments on Twitter over the past 2 days, quote, were completely disrespectful and were unprofessional, end quote. Miles went on to state that he knows he offended a lot of people and apologizes for not caring of what people think of him. The T-shirt situation brought up past feelings in another company of a ring and an honor persuasion, where he had limits placed on him. Miles wants to keep moving forward and promote change. Jordan Miles, also known as Alfred Hardy, took to the Twitter on Sunday and Monday to voice his displeasure about this last week. So, yeah. This was the Instagram post of him looking very concerned and issuing out his statement. I'm not going to read his statement. I don't think it's worth it. Look. This is kind of something I didn't really want to tap into right now because I wanted to tap into it more when I talk about the NWA Powerrr. But Daniel, yeah, bringing up the photo on his Instagram, yeah, I'm going to bring up that there. On NWA Powerrr, I'm sorry, I didn't roll the R. Powerrr. There are many performers in the NWA with this television show that they're doing on the YouTube that had previous characters and previous performances with other federations and other organizations. And it is when you're watching NWA Powerrr that you abandon those and think of these performers you're seeing now as brand new characters and brand new performers in the brand new entity that you're watching right then and there. When you are a performer going to a brand new organization, you must abandon everything else that you have ever done from any other previous organization, especially when you're being hired from the organization that has the most money that everyone else is competing with. If you couldn't get off your mind how a bowling t-shirt company couldn't, how they shafted you, but now you're going to the company that does three-piece suits and you still feel like you're being treated from the bowling t-shirt company? You don't believe in the three-piece suit company. Hardy, just go. Just go. You can't handle this. If you had to go public about how your t-shirt looked, oh my God, you haven't seen anything yet. No one knows who the fuck you are right now. Oh my God. You think you've got problems right now? Wait until you're on TV 2 weeks in a row. If you can't handle that, oh God, there's no hope for you. Go. Just go. I don't know where. Just go somewhere else. Anywhere else. You can't handle it. You'll die of a stroke. Seriously. If that gets your blood boiling, I don't know what to tell you. Welcome to professional wrestling, where they had the Ugandan giant Kamala. Where they had Coco Beware and the Junkyard Dog. Take your pick. Any other African-American performer. And you're going to get offended by a t-shirt that just shows your name as Teeth. Really? Seriously? This is what you're offended by. This is what you're offended by. Throughout anything, pick any, whatever. You're in professional wrestling, for fuck's sake, Mr. Miles. No, I'm sorry, it's Hines. Mr. Hines, you're in the one industry that doesn't give a crap about stereotyping. Integrity in professional wrestling? Shut up. You're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business. Get out of here. Get out of here. You want to make money? You better pick your spot. You want to make money as a professional wrestler, or you want to make money as a public advocate? Which one? Pick your spot. Which one is it? Stay in that lane. Hey, you guys want to have some fun with drunk driving? Oh boy, we're touching on a delicate topic with me. Police footage of Jimmy Uso's DUI arrest from July 25th in Florida was released by TMZ. Would you guys like to watch that? I haven't watched it. Would you like to watch it? Watch it along with me? In the mood that I'm in right now? You know how I think about Jeff Hardy? About anyone else? Like Kurt Angle? That's ever had this happen to them? Holy crap! My chat exploded. Anyone Do we need to watch this video of Jimmy Uso's DUI arrest? I need to know right now. Jamel says sure. Daniel saying sure. 2 is good enough for me. Give me a third to confirm it. Someone give me a third. Get ready to play Ricochet. No. Okay. All right, here we go. CJ saying yes. Let's do it. All right. What do we got? I'm just fast forwarding.
Back over here. For a quick second.
Are you want to come out?
Yeah.
All right. Do I have to bring voiceover in this? All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the laws are in Florida, but here he goes.
Read the pull was a couple things. One was the speed. Hey, careful walking over here. There you go. Speed was one, was at 46 and I'm sorry, 86 and a 45.
Sorry.
Is there a reason for that?
86 and a 45. No? Fuck's sake.
Doing 90 miles an hour down the road?
90 miles an hour. For fuck's sake.
Okay, I got you.
86 and a 45?
We're going all over the road. And driving over the other lane and back over. Look at that shit-eating grin on his face. Is there any reason for that?
Stupid.
Okay. Do you take any type of medication?
No.
No? No prescriptions, nothing like that? No, prescribed, not prescribed, anything like that? Okay. How much you got to drink tonight, do you think?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Glass of wine.
Glass of wine?
At dinner.
Okay. How long ago was that, do you think?
Probably like 2 hours ago.
Okay, gotcha. You say you're heading home now?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the vehicle registered to?
Mine's.
Yours? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. All right. Let me ask you this. Do you think you're safe to drive tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you mind doing some field sobriety test to make sure I to drive? Mm-hmm. You mind doing that for me?
Of course.
Okay. Just want to step up here real quick. Just take your handy pack for me. Just step right up on up here.
All right.
Right up here in front of my car. Right up there in front of my car. Okay. Let's get pat you and make sure you have nothing on you, all right?
Yes, sir.
Doing a field sobriety test. Field sobriety test. Here we go.
All right. You just have a seat right there for 1 second, okay?
Can you tell me, am I being detained, or if I am, I'll let it call my lawyer? If not,
no, we're just going over there to do the field sobriety stuff. Instead of you walking me driving,
test, but
I was going to put you back in the car and grab this park right there, and you can get back out of the car.
it's fine. I just, if I got my lawyer present, man, I don't know.
Hey, you already called for a lawyer.
Like I said, the reason we're doing this, I'm just conducting a DUI investigation, okay? You said you didn't have any problem doing the field sobriety test, we're going to do that. If you get to drive, then you'll get out of here. Okay. If not, we'll go from there.
I live like 5 minutes from down the street.
Okay. All right, I mean, are you want to do the field sobriety tasks?
Yeah, I just want my lawyer present, brother.
He just wants his lawyer present to do a field sobriety
I'm
test.
being detained.
Okay, well, I did conduct a traffic stop, so yes, you are.
Okay.
So when a traffic stop is conducted, everyone in the vehicle, even if you had passenger in the vehicle,
True.
the vehicle and everyone in the vehicle is detained, yes.
Okay.
So, like
So I'm being detained.
yes.
So I need
That's
a
why blue
lawyer
lights
present.
are on.
Okay. So I need a lawyer present.
Are you wanting to do the field sobriety test? I mean, lawyer present is not an option right now. Are you wanting to do the
Yeah,
field
you're not
sobriety
getting a
test?
lawyer, Jimmy.
Does that let me go home or?
You ain't going
Okay,
home,
so
Jimmy.
the reason I asked for field
You're either
sobriety
doing a
is it's got my
test or
suspicion
you're
that
getting
operating a
in
vehicle
the
under the influence
cab.
of alcohol or controlled substances to the point normal faculties are impaired.
Gotcha.
Basically what that means is I'm trying to determine if you're safe to operate a motor vehicle or not. That's the purpose of doing the field sobriety test, okay?
Gotcha.
If we do the test and you don't show signs of impairment, then you're back in your car and you're on your way.
Okay.
If I do observe signs of impairment, I believe that you're unsafe to operate a motor vehicle, then you'll be placed under arrest.
Okay.
So that's why we asked for the field sobriety test, in order to dispel that suspicion, okay?
Okay. So prior to that, I would leave my lawyer here, right?
No, there's
Like
no
that-
lawyer. He
a
pulled
lawyer
you
presence is not an
over. You
option
don't
right
have
now.
your lawyer in your car.
So you're telling me that's not an option?
Yes,
My lawyer here is not an option?
correct.
There is no lawyer.
In the investigation officer, I need my lawyer present.
Okay,
You
so
don't
do
need
you
a
want to do
lawyer.
field sobriety
Dear
test or no? I just need a
God.
yes or no from you.
I'm trying to ask you, officer. Can I? Officer, okay.
I keep telling you
Wow.
no, you cannot have a lawyer present right now.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. No.
I can't have a lawyer present?
No.
what you're saying?
No.
Yes.
Do you mind if I pull my phone out and ask you,
No.
Officer Meeks?
No,
No.
you're not calling a lawyer. I'm asking you, do you want to do field sobriety test or not?
I just want to make sure that you're
Okay,
telling
I'm not
me.
going to keep going in circles with you, okay?
I just want to make sure.
Do you want to? All right.
Officer Meeks? Am I under arrest?
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, now
What
you
am I under
are.
arrest for? Officer.
Yeah. That's it.
Officer Meeks, what am I under arrest for, Officer
You're
Meeks?
under arrest
Do you-
for.
I'm asking you, officer. I didn't do anything, officer. I'm asking you.
All right, go have a seat. You're under arrest for DUI. Go and have a
Yep,
seat.
DUI, that's it. No
You said
sobriety
we was gonna
test.
talk.
That's
okay,
it. All
but
she
during that
wrote.
time, you're going over and over in circles, and then you're going to pull your phone out and try and record and go over the same questions. So have a seat. You're under arrest for DUI.
Absolutely.
Have a seat.
Take a seat.
Have a seat.
Get your ass in there.
Have a seat.
I feel uncomfortable.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough shit and you feel uncomfortable. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I have undergone a field sobriety test. I will go ahead and admit that. It was done, let me see. I'm not going to specific dates. In a field sobriety test here in the state of North Carolina, I'll go ahead and show you. First off, hands extended, arms extended out in a perfect straight line, and you're told to touch your nose like this. Arms in a straight line, and you're told to touch your nose like this. That's one field sobriety test. The other field sobriety test is you hold your hand out like this. You want to touch your thumb to your fingers, you know, your index, middle, ring, pinky, and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, and coordinating the thumb to the fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was the field sobriety test that I was given, and I passed it. This was long time ago. So, Jimmy Uso kept trying to dance around it about doing a field sobriety test. That's the first time I'd ever seen that, guys. So, yeah, that's news to me. 2K Games announcing a patch to fix the issues with WWE 2K20 was going to be released last week on October the 25th. This is for patch, I believe this is their second patch. They're going to be releasing a third patch later on this week. WWE 2K20 is just a gift that keeps on giving to me. Look up all the shit wrong with this game. Okay? I can't believe the WWE is still promoting it. I really can't. It's really horrible. Lance Storm. News coming out from yesterday. Lance Storm has been hired by the WWE as a producer. Storm announced this on his Twitter account. For those wondering, after Storm Wrestling Academy closes, I will be returning to the WWE to work as a producer. I'm really looking forward to working with such a high level of talent again. This was announced after the closing of his Wrestling Academy at the end of this year. So, if I could have your attention, please, for just a moment. It's going to be interesting to take the place of Dean Malenko and Arn Anderson. Yeah, that's going to be interesting stuff. Matt Sydal is going to be appearing at Evolve events under his former WWE name, Evan Bourne. This reported last week. Evan Bourne, or Matt Sydal, will be appearing at Evolve shows coming up. Here we go. Out of Orlando, Florida, Evolve excited to announce that Evan Bourne is returning to action for the first time since 2013. He'll be at Queens, New York on November the 9th for 139, the 10th in Brooklyn for 140, and yada, 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 yada. With Evolve being under the WWE umbrella, Matt Sydal and Evan Bourne is slowly making his way back. I wish I could make a lock on this because I am not really that confident about it. Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne will be an NXT talent after WrestleMania next year. Can't lock it right now. But if he's showing up at Evolve, he's under the WWE umbrella. He'll be in NXT after WrestleMania next year. 5 months. 6 months. Give him 6 months. He'll show up. That's all I got to say. John Cena and Ron Gronkowski are going to be premiering on WWE Backstage on Fox Sports 1 on November the 5th. That is on Tuesday night, beginning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yes, the two are going to be showing up. Gronkowski, retired NFL player, showed up with Mojo Rawley 2 years ago for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Step one. All right, more news on the AEW front. Jake Hager lost. He had a no contest in his fight at Bellator 231 due to illegal strikes. The guy just couldn't keep from low blowing Anthony Garrett in the groin. So he's still undefeated, but he's 2-0 with a no contest. So, yeah, just couldn't help himself. And that happens. So there you go. AEW signed former British boxing Olympian Anthony Ogogo to a developmental contract. I don't know what an Anthony Ogogo is, but I'm sure Cody will be glad to tell me about it, because on his Twitter account he said, "I'm thrilled about this signing. Anthony will be our first developmental project as a company. For those who followed his boxing career and saw his Olympic acumen, you'll be happy to see how he's applying passion and work ethic to the pro wrestling training, I'm sure." Jama's in the chat room. Hey, Jama, how you doing? You better say we. AEW is bringing a panel of 3 judges to their world title match between Chris Jericho and Cody. I had so much. Jamal says, "Wee!" I had so much fun watching everyone lose their collective shit over the Twitter on this thing, okay? Jericho and Cody are going to have 3 judges at their wrestling match. We have not seen something like this in well over 30 years. This was a thing in NWA and WCW, okay? Yeah. This is... yeah. Have some fun with that one. Joey Mercury spoke out about issues regarding Ring of Honor General Manager Greg Gilliland on talent treatment. Okay. There's been a lot of stuff going on in Ring of Honor and concussion protocol within their company. So, here's one to sink your teeth into. Former Ring of Honor producer Joey Mercury is taking to social media to speak about the mistreatment of talent within the company. Joey Mercury parted ways with the company this past Thursday and has taken Ring of Honor GM Greg Gilliland to task on Twitter. Among Mercury's many revelations, he claims that Ring of Honor provides an unsafe working environment for its talent, stating that they carry no security, no medical staff, and have no women in creative, and have the worst-looking wrestling on and off television. Well, I mean, we can judge one of the 4, but I don't know about that. He says that Shane Taylor is not being re-signed and had to be told by Mercury because Gilliland couldn't be bothered. Okay. Claims Gilliland was sleeping and not at the show where Jay Lethal broke his arm, and Lethal was not taken care of after the injury. He insinuated that Alex Shelley's relationship with the company was hurt because the company allowed him to get his degree as a certified athletic trainer and then was upset that he missed shows to get it. Says that Gilliland is unqualified to be in his position and he takes advantage of people. Says that the Ring of Honor does not have a proper concussion protocol and allowed Kelly Klein to go to South Africa to wrestle despite a brain injury. And he criticized the Ring of Honor for not having proper security during the fan incident earlier in the year with a fan and Bully Ray. That was about a good month and a half, 2 months ago. We tried reaching the Ring of Honor for comment, and we were never answered. This has been going around the Twitter. Is more about the concussion protocol than anything else. This is not looking good. This does not look good right now. I don't want to name times, right now, Ring of Honor is right now poorly managed. What specifically, what facets, I don't know. But in an era where we have so many smaller federations like AEW, NWA, even Impact, All Japan, New Japan, Shimmer, DDT, name any other federation, they are all they're buzzing right now. Ring of Honor, not so much. Major League Wrestling is getting more mentions than Ring of Honor. I'm not going to pick a time right now, but it is not looking good for Ring of Honor. Finally, Becky Lynch has been named the number 1 wrestler in PWE's top 100 women. That tells me they haven't done the PWI 500 yet. This used to be the go-to that I would look to when I was in high school, was the PWI 500 issue. Was a nice little almanac-sized issue. Okay. Sure, why not? On the injury front. No, not that injury front. This injury front. Where's the injury front? I'm talking about injuries. Damn it. Well, looky here. That's how you do that. Professionalism. Why am I looking at how to repair an Achilles tendon? It's because Xavier Woods underwent surgery for his injured Achilles heel. It is a stress, is what it is. It is not a full tear. A full Achilles tear would put you down for well over a year. This is more of a stress, is what it is. It's still not looking too good for Xavier Woods, but we'll look at the injury list anyway. Nia Jax, reparative surgery on both of her ACLs in both knees. She won't be back until the Royal Rumble. Jeff Hardy, when he is not drunk driving down the roads of North Carolina, and when he's not passed out drunk in a stairwell in Myrtle Beach, he's trying to repair his knee after surgery at Fastlane. Ruby Riott, reparative surgery for bilateral surgery in both shoulders. She will not be back until the Royal Rumble. Lars Sullivan, ACL and MCL, possibly PCL tear in his knee, not going to be back until WrestleMania. Jinder Mahal, ruptured patella, not going to be back until WrestleMania. Samoa Joe with a broken thumb. He was supposed to be back around this week. He may show up again within the next couple of weeks. Sasha Banks, bruised tailbone. We're putting her for Survivor Series, even though she's been appearing on television. Bruised tailbone. Xavier Woods, this Achilles stress is going to put him out probably throughout the end of the year. He may be around in time for the Royal Rumble. But, so those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on WWE television or pay-per-view for, say, 3 weeks? They end up on a very special list, a list that has decreased dramatically since the pay-per-view out of South Dakota. I got to take a swig of the sources, because here comes the segment that everyone knows and loves. It's the segment that the WWE pays attention to. We damn well know it's true. It's time for the milk carton. I'm no longer 2%. I'm now skim milk. I feel so light on my knees and limber. I don't have any elbows. All right. Here we go. I think this might be the first appearance for this one here. Alexa Bliss. We have not seen her since October the 7th episode of Raw. This was in a post-match dust-up between her and Nikki Cross going after the Kabuki Warriors after they had their match with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. We now understand why she has not been on television. Family-related stuff with the family. Kind of steer clear of it. It's almost as similar as Naomi's non-appearance on television. So let's go ahead and steer clear. No judging right here. September the 24th is the last time that we have seen Elias on television when he showed up on the Titantron on an episode of SmackDown to make fun of Shorty G being short. But now that Chad Gable has embraced being short, it has completely eliminated any kind of stuff that Elias may have when he eventually comes back to television. The storyline goes that his ankle was broken during the King of the Ring tournament, but he hasn't been seen since. He's been perfectly healthy since his debut to the WWE main roster, though he hasn't really wrestled that much. He's only done in-ring segments strumming his guitar, and whatever matches he has, they don't go longer than 15 minutes. So, what the deal? What's going on? Come on, Elias. Are we really waiting for him to come back so that he can jump Roman Reigns and start a really big program there? Is that really worth it? Ember Moon. We have not seen her since, wait a minute. Yeah, there she is. September the 24th episode of SmackDown when she was chasing for the 24/7 title at the period when Carmella held the 24/7 title. Ship her back. Just ship her back to NXT. She was lost in the fray when you were trying to promote the mixed match, the mixed tag championship stuff on Facebook. She got lost in the shuffle, constantly pairing up with people meant to sub in for others. Look, just send her back to AEW. Just send her back. Have her and Shayna Baszler go at it. I don't know. There's really nothing for her right now on the main. EC3, have not seen him since an episode of Monday Night Raw on September the 23rd when he was getting squashed by Rusev. Rusev since then has been squashed by Alana and Lashley trading spittle. EC3, look, I love how the Twitter is just angry that there's nothing for EC3. But let's be brutally honest. You've got about as much charisma as a cardboard box. Okay? Nah. Ship him back to NXT. He didn't even spend a year in NXT. He was in NXT for a year. Not even that. Then bolted up to the WWE. No. He only had one or two major matches in the NXT, and it never took foot. Send him back. For God's sakes, send him back. Sarah Logan, have not seen her since September the 23rd when she was also going after the 24/7 title after Carmella captured it. She's been doing matches on WWE Main Event for the WWE Network. Not sure what's going on there other than I'm sure sooner or later she's going to make a surprise appearance to have a tag match with the Viking Raiders. Who knows? Tamina, we have not seen her since that same episode of Monday Night Raw. She actually, I think, at one point won the 24/7 title, but we have not seen her since then. I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing with Tamina? You had her win the 24/7 title and then she lost it, and then I don't know. Either ship her to NXT or make her a scout. Make her a coach. Make her a manager of some kind. I don't know. There's nothing for her right now either. In fact, when it comes to the women's roster, what the hell is going on? We're going to talk about that next week. Matt Hardy, September the 10th, we haven't seen him, episode of SmackDown where he was backstage talking with Apollo Crews, and Shorty G was there waiting for Shane McMahon to tell him who his opponent was going to be in the King of the Ring tournament since Elias broke his ankle, and then Shane McMahon told him, hey, that's me. Matt Hardy is too busy chilling out in Cameron, North Carolina, waiting for his third baby from his wife, Rebbe. Baby from Rebbe. Matt Hardy is chilling out in his home in North Carolina and being judged about his brother Jeff. In fact, Jeff's wife is doing a whole bunch of crap on the Twitter, and steer clear. Just steer clear. The Usos. Now that we know why Jimmy is such a drunk fuck, and his brother is probably just playing video games, we haven't seen them since the July 29th episode of Monday Night Raw when they were a part of a triple threat tag team match between them, the Revival, and the Orange County for the Raw Tag Team Championships. When you cannot take part in the tag team turmoil match in Jeddah, South Dakota, there's something wrong. These guys have not been on TV for longer than 3 months. It is now a cause for concern. Now that we have more information about how Jimmy is a drunk fuck, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these guys. And it's a shame, too. They put on some great matches. And their promo delivery for the past 18 months has been nothing short of stellar. But can't get your asses in check? What? Your name's not Hardy. Come on. Naomi. Hers is a different story. She hasn't been on TV since July 22nd on the Raw reunion episode of Monday Night Raw where some chick won the 24/7 title and she was just there when it all happened. She has not been on TV because of bereavement purposes. I'm trying to remember if she lost a family friend or a close family member of some reason. She has been gone for a very long time. She's been making promotional appearances at conventions and the like, so we may be seeing her return sooner than later. Husbands are a different story. Liv Morgan, we have not seen her since July 16th when she had a match on SmackDown versus Charlotte. And after she lost that match, she said that it was time to get real. Well, it's been nearly 4 months, Liv. You've clipped off your hair. You've been showing off that you look normal on the Instagram and the Twitter. Are you real yet? What are you? Yes, you are mildly sexually attractive. One person that I would never meet in real life, and if I ever did meet in real life, I wouldn't know what the hell to do other than drool on myself. But what are we doing? Right now, I believe she is the embodiment of every millennial I've ever met. It's taking her this fucking long to find herself, but by the time she finds herself, the market will pass her. Sheamus, haven't seen him since April the 9th. The post-WrestleMania episode of SmackDown where he was involved in a 6-man tag. He's posting pictures on the Instagram and the Twitter. He has his Celtic Warrior workouts. He's palling around with European football players and rugby players. He's having himself a grand old time. Still on the roster. Don't know what's going on here. He was diagnosed with spinal stenosis just like Edge was. We're expecting his final days to come. It's a shame for fame, lobster head. Too many limes. Too many limes. Sheamus, we don't know what's going on right now. A kit, that's not the proper introduction kit into the chat room. You know how to be introduced in the chat room. I'm not going to tell you. The Ascension, Connor and Victor. We have not seen them since the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania back on April the 7th. Almost 7 months since we've seen these jokers on the television. There you go, Kit in the chat room. Whee! There we go. I don't know what's going on with the Ascension. I miss their theme music blaring on my television. That is all I can tell you right now. Primo Cologne. Have not seen him since March the 26th episode of SmackDown, where he took part of a security team that involved random security team members and Sanity, where they tried to separate Shane McMahon and The Miz in regards to their match at WrestleMania. I have no idea what's going on with this cat. The last time he ever posted anything on Instagram or Twitter was well over a year ago, so we have no idea what's going on with this guy. I am more concerned about him than this guy. Finally, the stalwart of the milk carton. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 more episodes. And he will forever be enshrined into the WWE Milk Carton Hall of Fame. 2 weeks. That is Epico Cologne. According to the WWE main roster, he is on the WWE.com Superstars webpage. He is a part of the main roster. We have not seen Epico Cologne since November the 18th of last year when he was in Survivor Series, teaming up with his brother Epico Cologne as part of the Raw vs. SmackDown Tag Team Elimination match back then. Oh, we are 2 episodes away on Wrestleview Weekly before he becomes forever enshrined, forever known as the Epico Cologne Milk Carton. Those of you that are technical gurus out there, make me a GIF of a milk carton walking around with Epico Cologne's face on it, and I will have it be on this show. The Epico Cologne Milk Carton. Seriously. Daniel saying, watch him pop up. Oh, it would not shock me. He will pop up somewhere. WWE will F with me on this one. Because this is the segment they pay attention to, okay? Who has not been on TV, who they need to put on TV, okay? All right. That's the WWE Milk Carton. Finally, got to talk about this thing. NWA Powerrr. Okay, so over the weekend, I binged on episodes 2, 3, and 4 of NWA Powerrr. I have got a lot of thoughts on this, okay? And I'm going to try my hardest to... Well, let's just dive into this. Let's just dive into it and show you the logo. All right. Introduction about myself. I'm a pro wrestling fan for well over 35 years. I'm 40 years old. I remember everything from the WWE in the 80s, watching it on TV, being introduced to the NWA WCW days of the Crockett's over here in Charlotte, North Carolina, when I moved from Cleveland to Charlotte in 1989 and 1990. ECW, watching it on television, and it was in syndication with the Sports South cable affiliate before it was bought by Fox in the mid-90s. I've watched wrestling all of my life. Okay? Look, I understand why a lot of people really, really like NWA Powerrr. Xantrix! I'm not acknowledging you until you tell you and you know how to introduce yourself. Look, I know what this program is trying to grab. I understand who they're trying to grab. They're trying to maybe take advantage of the WWE Southpaw Regional Wrestling that they tried lampooning a couple of years ago. Maybe taking advantage of YouTube videos that are showing old videos of the NWA studio set back in the Jim Crockett days. Maybe taking advantage of the WWE Network's pull on the archives that they have. But There are two things I want to tell you right now about NWA Powerrr. They're trying to grab two separate audiences that may not be watching this medium of the internet for the same reasons. Okay? Before we get into the analytics and philosophy of it all, let's just go over the talents that are in it. That's all. First off, NWA Powerrr is set in Atlanta, Georgia, at the GPB Studios. I think that's right. Studios. This is their studio set where they're at. Okay, there's the ring, there's the stands, there's the interview podium, and there's the announcer's podium. And it's meant to look as similar to the NWA Jim Crockett era as possible. Because that's what we remember most about studio set wrestling. Let's go and be frank, okay? The foundation of studio set professional wrestling, GPB, Andrew says. Okay, GPB, Georgia Public Broadcasting. Okay. The backbone of studio wrestling and the production of it is right here in North Carolina, in Charlotte, is where it was done, okay? And it nearly looked exactly like this, okay? It's trying to do two different things, okay? It is trying to grab the nostalgia of people my age, while at the same time grabbing the curiosity of those that have subscriptions to networks that might have stumbled upon the stuff that looks like this, or stumbled upon YouTube videos of stuff that looks like this. So, that's what this show is trying to do, is grabbing two separate audiences. But what's really sad is that I really wish that the professional wrestling, the casual wrestling fan, could find this. Because the casual wrestling fan needs something like this. But the casual wrestling fan will never find it because it's on the internet. It's not on the television. It's not within easy finding. The only way they can find it is searching it on the internet or YouTube. They aren't going to actively search for it. It needs to be within their TV guide, within their channel guide. It needs to be actively subscribed to them or as a mention on a Facebook page or a Twitter page. They have to actively stumble upon it to find this. Because for a casual wrestling fan, right now, in the environment that they're in, this is needed. NWA Powerrr is necessary. Let's go over the talent that's on NWA Powerrr. You have your current NWA champion, Nick Aldis. You may recall him and recognize him as Magnus from Impact. And that very attractive woman next to him is Camille. You'll find her on the Twitter at Camille Baker. She is a graduate of Campbell University out of here in the great state of North Carolina. She has not yet spoken. Nick Aldis is basically three-piece suit and tie, the personification of the NWA champion. Is meant to personify honor and respect and, dignity to the title that is the NWA champion, but the female will not speak unless I acknowledge her. Oh, well, look at this guy. I'm sure that Trey Dog will recognize this guy. This is James Storm. After serving a short stint in NXT because he couldn't handle the travel schedule and because of destroying his life in NWA Impact, he is now the NWA National Champion. He serves as the resident beer-swilling redneck who holds a title that is a next step towards the NWA World's title. There's nothing really changed about him or his character or anything you may recognize of him, But what's really sad is that when it comes to this organization of NWA Powerrr, whenever you see any performer that you may recognize from another organization, you're supposed to toss everything you've ever remembered about that person in the past aside. They're in a new program, a new organization, a new realm, and you're supposed to treat them as such. This is a brand new person, brand new character, brand new everything. But not James Storm. James Storm has about the character depth as a thimble. He's only known one thing: angry, beer-swilling, foul-mouthed redneck. That's all he knows. And that's about it. He has yet to cut his hair, has never done anything to his face, has never changed anything for the last 20 to 25 years. He has never augmented to anything or anyone, which is why he couldn't last in NXT, couldn't do anything. So here he is where all stubborn people end up. That's all. I'll just leave it at that. Eli Drake is on NWA. Fantastic look. Great on the microphone and the voice. Great mannerisms in the ring. Great facial expressions. Great everything. Okay? Everything that you would imagine to be the babyface champion of any wrestling organization, Eli Drake is. I've never seen him in any other organization. This is the first time I've ever seen Eli Drake. Okay? But on any NWA Powerrr, he randomly butts into everyone's interview that they're ever having, regardless if they're a heel or a face, regardless if they're a champion or not, and just tries to stir up shit. I don't know what the hell this guy is within this show. But all I know is he's going to be a future champion. He wishes he were John Cena if it were 1997 or 98. You know? But that's what he is. And that's great. No, that's great. You need a guy that's going to constantly stir stuff. And that's what he is. And that's great. No, he's good. He's a perfect match. Now, Tim Storm. We got two Storms? Wait a minute. We've got two guys with the same last name in a wrestling organization? When does this happen? When does this happen, okay? Tim Storm is your residential grizzled veteran. All right? In NWA Powerrr, this guy, he's been with the NWA all his life. He's never been with any other organization. He's been NWA through and through. Grizzled, like, you know, when you see a scene of an old man whittling a piece of wood or blowing on a harmonica, rolling on his, rocking chair, and there's an old dog that you're constantly seeing his tail getting underneath the rocking chair, and you're fearing that the tail is going to get creaked by the rocking chair. Tim Storm is the old dog underneath that rocking chair. He is, I believe, 42, 43 years old. Kept himself up so well being part of the National Wrestling Alliance. But the storyline with him within this program of NWA Powerrr is that he lost his final chance in getting the NWA World title. 53 years old. Holy crap, Shifty. Thank you. 53 years old. He lost his final chance at getting the NWA World title, and now he's thinking about retirement. But he's being goaded by the likes of Eli Drake to stay with it and keep going. So he is the old bloodhound on the porch, that's just laying there. But you can rely on him. These are the wild cards. They are the NWA Tag Team Champions. People in the chat room, tell me their names. I don't know them. And I don't know what their gimmick is. I don't know why they're the champions. They just are. All I know is the guy on the right that you see that's wearing a kilt and it's got the satanic pentagram symbol on there. Hiding underneath those are neon green trunks. I don't get it. I don't know their names. I don't know. They're the wild cards. Help me out. NWA Powerrr. Help me out. Help me out in remembering their names. No, those are not the Dawsons. No, Goose, they are not the Dawsons. You can tell the Dawsons from these guys. The Dawsons are fat fucks with beards. I don't know who these guys are. Help me. Help me, somebody. Ricky Starks is one of the young performers on the NWA. He's a brightly, freshly shaved lad, probably in his mid-20s, late 20s, freshly coiffed hair, nice, slim physique. He does a nice little pretty pose when he gets into the ring. He's meant to make you feel sexually awkward. You don't know what he's actually going to do. Do you want to kiss him, or does he want to kiss you? Or maybe he's going to kiss your girlfriend and leave you alone. You don't know. But he is the sexually ambiguous character of the NWA Powerrr. But he's an up-and-coming talent, and he has been confirmed by the likes of Trevor Murdoch. Wait, who? Well, not Trevor Murdoch. Not yet, anyway. But there's this guy. There's this guy, Eddie Kingston, who the first time I ever saw Eddie Kingston was on the 10th anniversary of Evolve show that the WWE Network showed off, where he was a part of a group that was like the Forgotten Sons. But he was a hell of a speaker because no one else spoke. He was the only one that spoke. Eddie Kingston is fantastic on the mic. He is a gem on the mic. Great New York accent. Fantastic stuff going on in the ring. But he's supposed to be a thug. If that's what he's trying to portray, that's what he does, and he does it fantastically. He has teamed up with Homicide on NWA Powerrr to try to go after the wild cards for their tag team titles, but then the Dawsons interfered, and so there's a lot of wacky crap going on here. Eddie Kingston, love the microphone delivery. Man, I could close my eyes and listen to him and just get psyched and amped and pumped. But then when I open my eyes, it's, that's what you look like? That's how I feel. You know, it's kind of how you listen to the radio, you hear a DJ's voice, but then you meet him in person and you find out he's just an IT guy and not some, sexually attractive person. That's kind of what Eddie Kingston is to me right now. He's fantastic on the mic, but got to work a little bit to try to get that voice matching the package. It's now time to talk about the people that you can recognize. The names you recognize and how they react. That is on the roster of the NWA Powerrr. Colt Cabana. Casual wrestling fan, you may not know who Colt Cabana is. He had a short stint with the WWE, may not have recognized him at all. But Colt Cabana in the NWA is just a fantastic fit. I saw him for the first time live when New Japan toured here to Charlotte back in early September, August. God, he's so fun. Scotty Goldman, known as Colt Cabana, is so fun. Interacts with the crowd, has a great time, and it's nothing too obnoxious or anything. Just a fun act. And it was not made for the WWE. Was never made for that. NWA in studio wrestling is made for it. But next to him is a guy who debuted on episode 3 or 4 of NWA Powerrr in Ken Anderson. Mr. Anderson. The guy who couldn't keep from injuring anybody in the WWE, then went to Impact and tried to be all hot shit as Mr. Anderson, and now here he is in NWA Powerrr as Mr. Anderson. All right, throw away everything you have ever known about this guy. Throw away everything you've ever known about Kennedy, about Anderson, about anything else that he has ever done. This is the first time you're seeing him in this organization. With the age that he is at and the role that he knows that he is in, studio wrestling and NWA is great for him. Okay? It's just fantastic. The role that he is in as a mid-card and not more as a main eventer or anything like that, trying to take advantage of where he came from or anything. This is a great fit for him. Mr. Kennedy or Mr. Anderson or whatever the hell he wants to do, this is going to be fun to watch. Okay? It really is. Okay? Because everyone's going to lampoon over what he used to do but not make reference to it. So, and what's more is he's not hurting people. That's all that matters. Now, on to what I mentioned prior when it came to Ricky Starks, because he had a match with him on episode 2 of NWA Powerrr. Trevor Murdoch. Trevor Murdoch, to me, right next to Vladimir Kozlov with the WWE, was a talent that the WWE just so lost on. Trevor Murdoch is the quintessential gatekeeper, the quintessential mid-card talent, the guy that you can rely upon. The guy, he is the Matt Hardy. He is seriously the Iron Mike Sharp is what Iron Mike Sharp was in the 80s with the WWF. He is the backbone of your entire roster. You can build an effective storyline upon, you can have a great match from, and you can have a great post-match from. Everything that this gentleman does is great. Okay? And the character, I mean, they built it where he comes from Harley Race's school. He's got the mutton chops to prove it. He's got the beer gut to prove that he ain't there to wrestle. He's just going to slug lariats from you. And that's what he is. There's nothing fancy about his tights, nothing fancy about his getup. He looks every man. He looks like every man. Trevor Murdoch is going to be the backbone of NWA Powerrr. He'll never hold a title. That doesn't matter. Okay? He is the backbone for how the rest of the talent looks and how the rest of the talent performs. Okay? His promo delivery is fine because it's built like NWA. NWA only cares about how the titles are built. It's the honor and respect of the sport and the business of the pro wrestling. I got to take a swig after I said all of that because I'm usually pissed off when I say that. NWA Powerrr is built off the honors and respects of the business. That is the foundation of every storyline that they're doing right now within these first 4 episodes of the show. They're trying to establish themselves as an organization and trying to verify and validate their talent. And so how you do that is through sportsmanship, through competition, but not necessarily through numbers like AEW does, not just through wins and losses so that they're meaningless. It's that we are a new organization. These are the titles that are important. This is why everyone has these matches, and this is why we try to look good so that we can possibly have more matches to get these titles. That's what this is all about. The picture I'm showing you right now is where Trevor Murdoch lost his match to Eli Drake. And after the match, Eli Drake is doing a post-match interview. Trevor comes up and shakes his hand. It just wasn't my day. And walks away. Eli acknowledges, yeah, some people just don't have their day, and I take advantage of it. There is a big difference between that and anything else that we have ever seen where people just randomly handshake each other or people just acknowledge each other between match. Oh, that was a good move. Yeah, shake your hand. No. It's post-match where it makes a difference. It's post-match where you come up and say, you know what, son of a gun, I came out, I thought I had you, but it just wasn't my day. So congratulations, and good luck on the rest of you. And walks away. And the person who wins goes, you know what, I took advantage of that guy. He tried his best, but I can't imagine if he had his best day going, because I wouldn't want to meet that. There's a difference between the honor and respects matches that we constantly get throughout professional wrestling, beginning the match, but they don't show something after the match where both of them are talking. Trevor was fantastic at this. Starks was fantastic at this. And it solidified everything that I know what NWA Powerrr is going to be about when it comes to the seriousness of this fantasy sports realm that they're portraying. There's a lot of sportsmanship in this, okay? But it is not obnoxiously shown. It's shown with a mode of decorum, okay? Next up, it's my boy. It's my boy. Aaron Stevens. Also, his real name is Aaron Haddad. All right. Look. I first saw this guy perform at WrestleMania 28 WWE Access out of Miami, Florida, live. He was in a tag team match at WWE Access where he was teamed up with Cesaro, going up against Bo Dallas and a pre-Bray Wyatt Husky Harris. He came out and was yelling silence to the crowd and constantly interacting with the crowd. This man, when I saw him live, I was laughing hysterically. Okay, listen back to episodes of Wrestleview Radio. I talk mountains about this man, okay? He is the embodiment of everything I envision about professional wrestling, okay? He reacts to the crowd's words. He incites them into a chant. He is so demonstrative and exaggerating when he gets slapped in the face. He is not supposed to be a big deal. He is supposed to be the mid-card heel that gets beat up on, but has the personality to incite everyone. My God, I can't stop smiling. Watch his debut on episode 2 of NWA Powerrr, and following that, Aaron Stevens has taken the role of basically what The Miz was a year and a half, actually 3 or 4 years ago, where he is a Hollywood actor, and he is above everyone else, but he demands that everyone not make eye contact with him, and he doesn't want people to strike him in the face. He does The Miz better in 2015 than The Miz could do in 2015. Tropical Pirates is the name of the movie that he tries to promote in episode 3 that Shifty reminds me of. I was completely sold on NWA Powerrr in episode 2 when he made his debut. And he is having this interview with David Marquez right now at this. And Aaron Stevens states that for him to give the best performance that he can give in the ring, for it best be for the cameramen, the producers, the people in the crowd, and even David Marquez, the announcer. He recommends that everyone not make eye contact with him. And so David Marquez then asks Aaron Stevens what he expects to do in the NWA next, who he expects to face in the ring. With this picture right here, he asks him this question. A member of the audience in the crowd just yells, "Don't look at him!" And Marquez just immediately goes, I lost it. I lost it, okay? Because of the studio crowd. it's such a small crowd in such a acoustically small area. The crowd interacting with the announcers and the wrestlers is incredibly fantastic, okay? This is what professional wrestling should be, in my mind, and I'm an old fart, okay? I will not judge anyone else on how they love professional wrestling, how they want it to be. That's okay. I will not judge you. I will not hate you. We're all in the same boat. I love crowd interaction, but not in the same of just chanting, making a chant and a wrestler makes a reaction. No, spontaneous crap like that. Okay? Watch episode 3 of NWA Powerrr, where Aaron Stevens introduces his movie Tropical Pirates. That's all I gotta say. So here we are. The studio, this is everyone involved in NWA Powerrr. Look, I've kind of said it before, and I'll go ahead and say it again. It's not meant for everybody. And a lot of people are bringing up that this will bring up nostalgia of how pro wrestling should be. No, that's not the case. This is meant to attract two separate audiences. The audiences that do remember that this is what wrestling should be, and the people that are wrestling fans that see stuff like this and are curious about it. Okay? Yeah, Goose brings it up in the chat room. There are so many other things I could bring up about this show. Oh, God. They have commercials on this program from the likes of Austin Idol and Tony Falk and the Spiritual Advisor that are fake commercials. Visit Tony Falk's Waffles and Tire Irons. Tire irons coated in gold. Go to Austin Idol's Universal Wrestling Academy. Order the Spiritual Advisor's Invisible Hair Cream. I'm telling you right now, watch this show. It is so refreshing. In a time where professional wrestling is on television 10 to 12 hours a week, that is so focused on validating their television contracts, confirming to their investors why they put so much money into them, it is incredibly refreshing to find a program on an avenue that anyone can get in contact with as long as they have an internet service provider. But on top of that, we used to use the hyphenated word, low budget, as a negative. NWA Powerrr is low budget. It is incredibly low budget. No question about it. But is wildly entertaining. If I were an investor, if I had the money, this is what I would invest in. Okay? With what they're putting out, with the resources that they have, it is wildly entertaining. Okay? Seriously, I got a new job. I'm starting, okay? Look, but at the same time, when you watch this show, don't get into the fact that you would like it to be bigger, that you want to see it on TV. No. Don't do that. NWA Powerrr needs to stay where it is. I would invest so much money into NWA Powerrr to keep it where it is. It is so wildly entertaining. How would I promote it? Find your websites. Find your fans. I'm talking about them right now, and I'm not getting paid for it. I love it. Okay? I love this show. I really do. I want it to succeed. I want it to go an entire calendar year. Okay? It's great. I don't want it to go to television. It needs to stay where it is. It has that great feel and appeal. God, it feels so good. But there is an elephant in the room. There is a negative. I'm sorry. It's like when you go somewhere great, you had a great meal, the service was fantastic, but damn it, your chair just couldn't stay stable. There's only one bad thing with NWA Powerrr. There's only one good thing. This guy is your color commentator. For the 4 episodes that I watched NWA Powerrr, I actively tuned him out. Jim Cornette is too long-winded, makes too long an analogy. He tries to make NWA so angry. Like they're trying to compare to other things. He keeps on making ambiguous references to other organizations and what these performers that are in the NWA Powerrr are doing right now in relation to what they used to do back then. But who cares what they used to do back then? It's what they're doing right now. He makes these incredibly long-winded analogies and historical references for people who are watching this show right now on the internet, and he's making these references are dead. Why are you... I'm sorry. He doesn't make me angry. It's just whenever I hear his voice, I just tune him out. I'd rather hear Joey Gala. I'd rather hear David Marquez. I'd rather hear the crowd cheering when something bad or good happens. I'd rather hear when the performers in the ring are reacting to the crowd and they're actually saying something that I can hear what's going on. Cornette latches on to people who are angry. People who are tuning in to NWA Powerrr are not inherently angry. They really aren't. There's too much anger in professional wrestling and professional wrestling punditry and the wrestling community in general. There's way too much anger. Can NWA be the one foundation, the one organization that can just eliminate anger and just be its own thing and just ride its own bike down its own road? It's just a thought, Let's try to have a professional wrestling organization that does not reference any others. Be your own. Be your own. Oh man, has this been a long one. That's going to do it for Wrestleview Weekly. Oh, my girlfriend Deanna is going to be so pissed. A 3-hour show? I was not anticipating a 3-hour show on our new time slot of Sunday. Thank you all so much for sticking around the entire time. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Shifty. Thank you, Tony. Jamel probably dipped out. Everyone else, you're probably watching football right now and have lost track of me, but that's okay. Thank you all so much for showing up. Don't know if we're going to do NWA Powerrr on the regular, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank you all so much for showing up. Tune in next week, the same Kit, wee! Shifty, wee! Everyone say wee! Andrew going, wee! Everyone, thank you all so much for stopping by. I will be here next week. Same time. That's right, Goose. This is the new permanent time slot. Sunday, 4 in the afternoon, barring WWE pay-per-view. It'll be way earlier at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, probably 1 o'clock. But Mashoon going, wee! Lewis going, wee! Thank you all again so much for stopping by. Wow. I got some splaining to do to the girlfriend. And as always, oh gosh. Don't get stranded in South Dakota and know when you're being sold to.